Markets back to the upside here to get going on a Monday morning ahead of a lot of important economic data to come. We'll get both PPI and CPI data later in the week. Wednesday and Thursday are going to be important mornings for the overall market. If you haven't been paying attention, the inflation story continues to push toward the 2.5% to 3% range, depending on when you look at the CME Fed Funds tool. We'll talk about that coming up. That's how the Nasdaq is setting up right now. Nice gap to the upside here to the tune of about 0.5% at one point this morning. The SPY looking very similar. All eyes this morning on individual stocks, really. That's Tesla. A number of storylines to talk about this morning with Tesla. We had Robinhood to the upside. I was just reading a really cool story on this one. Yeah, that's QuantumScape, up better part of $2 right now on some initial results coming off their solid state battery. So that's a 15-minute chart, actually there isn't a red candle so far for QS to start things off. Huge move right now, pushing through
pandemic all over again, Brendo, and this thing was breaking out in 2020. Yeah, I want to see it past the science experiment phase and actually become scalable.
They have some data. They actually have some data. So we'll get into QS as well. Speaking of EVs, they teamed up with Toyota going back to, what was it, middle of last year, I think it was.
Remember
that deal was announced, so they got some funding out of that. Looks like it's starting to pay some fruition. Randy and I were just talking a little bit about the Porsche end of EVs as well.
Still haven't seen it. It's parked downstairs.
It's downstairs.
All right.
Randy got a new car. Same car, but newer version. On the AI front, Alibaba, big gap to the upside here this morning. 140 coming into play, a brand new version of QUEN, their AI model being released. So far, so good, positive. I haven't seen any of the data or baseline results from it yet. I mean, it seems like they're all kind of skewing the testing and the learning of these things just towards passing of these baseline tests that they do on all of them now. But anyways, we'll talk about that. Lots to come. Again, everything focused on inflation this week. Coming up, again, Wednesday, Thursday, we'll get PPI, we'll get CPI this week ahead of the Fed meeting later in the month. Happy Monday, guys. Good morning.
It's a happier Monday than it would have been if things didn't go differently in last night's game, for sure. And look, you're happy if you're a shareholder of whatever OCTO is, this WorldCoin, I want to say WorldCoin treasury play. You're certainly happy if you're a QuantumScape shareholder. You're certainly happy if you're a Green Bay Packers fan. But, you know, if you're Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, then you're not too happy whatsoever. What are you going to do? Sometimes you got to protect the football. I also believe, so I'm going to talk a little football today because go Bills. Thank you very much, Bills. You got to go for it on fourth down. I'm a big proponent of the do not give the ball back to the team when nobody can stop anybody. Like,
right, yeah, the defense.
It's like, you know, in the fourth quarter, you can't stop them, they can't stop you. So 4th and 3, you go for it. Like, take a chance. Like come on. It's a little bit, but I'm glad they didn't, and I'm glad we got the ball back. But yeah, there's a lot running. QuantumScape in this OCTO. Now $11, you got to be kidding me. 680% to the upside on yet another treasury play. This one's a Dan Ives backed one. So yeah, this party apparently continues. I just wonder how long it'll hold up because I feel as if the opening rush tends to be about as good as it gets for some of these treasury plays. Randy, it's a little different.
It just doesn't work.
It's a little different. It's a little different. It's so much darker in the background. It seems more black.
There he is. There he is. People saying I look paler. Well, I'm fine. I'm fine.
It's the lighting's a bit different.
Bluetooth. I don't know.
Oh, it's not connected.
This is the same computer, is it not?
It's the same computer. It was working for
There's
Obi.
not even a Bluetooth toggle thing.
What? That's weird.
Anyways, okay. Yeah, welcome everybody. It should be a fun one. We have the short level coffee.
Yeah, please.
We're in our new settings here. We have like double the screen size. It seems like on our monitors. Welcome back. Is Tesla long or short? Oh God, it's starting already. Are we supposed to make calls on stocks over here? How was Friday, by the way? It started off good and then it tanked.
Yeah, like it was weird because like at the open, it was like, oh boom, Tesla's a break. Oh, that's been happening too.
Well, we just lost
the program. No, it's not the feed. Our program monitor keeps popping in and out. So like we'll look and then we can't see ourselves. There, now I can see myself again. But early on, it was just breakout plays quickly, and then everything turned into a fade, unless you were AMD and NVIDIA.
Right.
Because they just tanked from the get-go. Like that was intense. This thing is now 900%, by the way. 15 and a half. It just hit 1590 OCTO hit just now. This has gone absolutely insane. I was going to say something else, but bat you know what crazy. Yeah, this feels like it is going to do something stupid at the open. Oh goodness, these treasury plays still continue to be absolutely absurd. Not at all signaling that we're getting frothy. Not at all.
All right. Yeah, no, it's not getting frothy. Bitcoin 112 right now. We can have a quick look at some of these other. We should have Michael Moss coming through soon. Wow. So
this thing is crazy.
What is that? OCTO?
Yeah.
I know. Well, where now? Do we check a float on that thing at all, or?
So you caught me eating.
Okay, just real quickly here. Hey, how's it going, Rob? He's going to help me with the Bluetooth in a second. But there's Ripple 295. We talked about that at 280. Solana here as well, 214, starting to go to the upside as well. Bitcoin we just saw. Ethereum all. So some of these markets keep going to the high side right now in the crypto spot of things. We just got to wait for Bitcoin to get back to their all-time highs. We're all a little off on those right now. But yeah, Tesla and then that OCTO continues to run. So 8 co-holdings. Wow. I guess we just got to punch long on some of these names. Well, what did Palantir do on Friday? Oh, now it's 16, 16, 17. That's going to be the one to go. 153 and change. Okay, OCTO. And also, congratulations to everybody trading Opendoor today as well. $7, already 15 million shares, 720, taking out levels right now. It's been what a great week for Opendoor. $4 to $7. We're happy for that. All right, I'm going to throw it back to you guys, and then Rob's going to help me out over here. And we'll get the Bluetooth going so I can hear something in my ear.
Yes, sir.
At some point.
We're a couple things. There's a new SPAC to keep in mind, VCIC. It's not going to be today, I don't think, but CoinShare is going public via SPAC merger with this VCIC, Vine Hill Capital, for CoinShare. So another one on the crypto side of things going to be joining the party. I mean, it's coming off what happened going back a couple of years ago with Chamath and all the SPACs that ended up getting quite a negative, reputation. We're starting to see this term kind of creep back into the conversation over the past just couple of weeks here, really. So this is the first one I think that's actually going to come to market here, but VCIC, worth watching.
Yeah, interesting look here. CN, this trades on the OTC right now, CoinShare International, and Vine Hill Capital Investments. They announced that they're entering into an agreement. CoinShares are going to become publicly listed on the Nasdaq. It's expected to fuel kind of CoinShares international expansion. So it's a good look here as we continue to watch with these IPOs coming to market. We have more IPOs likely this week, Brendo. Klarna eyeing a $14 billion IPO. Not exactly sure when this one is coming to market, but yeah, that will be in focus as well. Saw this morning as well, StubHub also eyeing a $9.2 billion valuation. So yeah, it's in season at the moment.
You a buyer of StubHub IPO? I feel like the markup on some of those tickets is not sustainable.
Fantastic, and the fees that they're charging you, the ever-growing fees, Brenda. I think I like the Klarna one a little bit better. They're changing their model from buy now, pay later to more of like a digital neobank, kind of like PayPal. So I like that model a bit better.
I mean, StubHub's been around for a while now. Like, they're not new to the ticketing game, but yeah, we'll see. 9-ish billion on StubHub. We'll talk about that coming up, but. Here's the latest on this VCIC. We're supposed to get quotes again at 8:25, halted currently. 8:25 a.m. For quotation, then potentially resumption to come after that. Just real quick, guys, new SPAC on the crypto side of things, VCIC today.
We got Rob sitting in here trying to fix the Bluetooth for Sean. That's what happens. We move to a new desk and most things are working, but not everything. The trading station working just fine. Look, it seems like at this moment in time, you've got almost like this perfect storm of the VCICs. That's fine. Like it actually has quotes, and there was a couple of trades on it, but it's not moving a heck of a lot. But when we talk about these treasury plays, now another ETF, it's been absolutely wild how this top seems to be still blowing off. Like, we've gone from Bitcoin, obviously, that usually leads things, and it's really made a top. And then there's like whole catch-up game where everything else seems to come along with it. Well, we're still in that phase because, you know, Bitcoin is in the consolidative area. You've already seen ETH pull back off the highs. Solana recently made a move here. But it does feel like you're getting to that point where some of these alts in the treasury and these treasury run plays are going to start to taper off a little bit. I'll be curious to see how long OCTO, just call it OCTO is going to last in here today. But when we look at Bitcoin, not much is happening. You know, and we're getting rate cuts, and you would think that maybe we'd have a little bit of a bump here after consolidating for a while. But it's been a nothing burger on Bitcoin. And then you look at what's going on in ETH, and it's been, it loads up in a second, it's been basically the same thing. Like, you're pulled back, and we're now just kind of going sideways, not much happening. And these other names like OCTO, which I can't take my eyes off of, which how can you when it's doing this much volume, are taking over. Like WorldCoin, 1,000%. Come on. I'd be very, very cautious with this. The float, I checked the float, it's 2.8 million shares to float. It's done 80 million already, so it's soaked through that like so many times here. It's ridiculous. Like, this is gonna do a few 100 million shares today, up 1,000%. It's been a while since we've seen anything quite like this one. But yeah, it does feel like we're getting a little frothy on the top for some of these alts, and at some point they'll calm down, and Bitcoin, I think, is gonna make its next run, let's say.
Away. The Bluetooth adapter was missing, so now we have it back, and it is found.
Oh, how's it missing?
Obi stole it, so
wow,
that's
Obi.
why. Wow, Obi. No, we're fine. Yeah, so I was actually looking at a firm and thinking the same kind of thing here as we talked about some of those IPOs with Klarna coming through. I'm not sure. I am a big, like, I'm on StubHub all the time. Like, I'm looking for Leaf tickets. I'm looking for this and that. I like StubHub, but I don't. I like the business. The problem is there's a lot of competition. There's, you know, there's SeatGeek, there's Game Time, there's Ticketmaster themselves. There's a lot. I check them all. It's like actually like a hobby kind of thing to check those kind of things. But yeah, this is the way a firm's going. So I was just going to kind of look at it like Klarna and thinking they might be choosing the right time to come through. I mean, there seems to be some positive talk here about the buy now, pay later method. And, you know, I logged in. I bought something the other day and it said, did I want to use Klarna? But anyways, you know, nice, well, maybe it was Best Buy, I don't know, but nice upside move there. So we'll have to find out the customers, and we'll find out more as they roadshow, but there it is. We're excited to see Klarna. I think it's later this week, right? So coming out against a firm with where a firm is right now on the highs, I think it's a great opportunity. We'll see if it keeps on getting, whoopsies, if the interest keeps on coming through for a firm, and then Klarna based on the IPO. We'll see where it wants to open up, but that's going to be a good one. And then we talked a little bit about NFL here today, or this weekend, and yeah, DraftKings. I think it's maybe hit some of those highs. We got out of a little bit of DraftKings. We talked about that last week as well. It might be the wrong decision, but just right into here, just had a nice run up, and then it's kind of like sell the NFL news, but it's still real great. You know, holding out some of these highs in and around these levels. So DraftKings is another name here that we're trying to figure out, and then I think PayPal's still way beat up, and you know, you talk about StubHub. PayPal used to be linked at the hips with StubHub, and now obviously two completely separate companies. Wondering if this one's trying to figure out a next move. So I don't know. I'm thinking StubHub breaking this 70-71 brings us above this 50-period moving average is not horrible, but again, I don't really like the business. It's one of those things, man. There's so many options right now again in this space. Yes. All right, let's go. Yeah, ready to go here. We should have Michael coming up. So now I can't see if anybody's waiting or not, because where our space is over here. But
I can kind of see if I tilt
it should be all good. I got to log into Unity, and we'll be ready to go. So why don't we go back over to the desk, and I think maybe we do have Michael soon.
I believe so.
Michael is standing by. Let's bring him in right now and talk more on the crypto side of things from a technical aspect. I mean, a lot to look at as far as crypto in general over the past couple of weeks here. Michael, happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
From a higher standpoint, constructive, or are we just really waiting for the next catalyst?
I think everything looks amazingly constructive right now. It's there's no pullbacks, and that's generally what you expect to see. If you are chewing overhead resistance in the way we are with a lot of these coins. I'm bullish crypto, and I've actually been working to build some crypto systems. They're nowhere near done yet. Just say, I've got some ideas from these systems, but they haven't really been tested out in the real world yet. So just FYI, but all of these are kind of momentum type systems, and that's what I'm waiting for in the crypto space. Is we're always looking for that thrust to begin, and then we get in. But I'll talk a little bit about these when I show these, but just FYI, these are brand new. Generally speaking, you build the systems, you run the back tests, and then you want to run them in the live world before you talk too much about them. But hey, it's just me and probably a couple thousand of our friends here, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. My first chart here is just of Ethereum, and this is why I think we're not quite done yet. This is like exactly textbook, perfect technicals, what you would expect to happen when we get to the high end of this base. This is a weekly chart that's going back a long time. And the high of this space in Ethereum, this, 4.5 to 5,000 area, it was resistance way back in 2021, a little bit below that in 2024, 2025. And now we shot almost doubled or more to get there. And then we spent the last 4 or 5 weeks just hanging out. And if people were really aggressively trying to sell this high, I think you would expect a little bit more of a pullback than we've gotten. And we've just been consolidating sideways at this high. Again, chewing through that overhead resistance. The longer we hold up here, I should say, the little more bullish that I am on the crypto space as a whole. And particularly looking at Ethereum, I think altcoins, right? Solana is looking good as well. But Ethereum, we're talking about not quite meme coins, the crazy ones, but some of these altcoins that people have forgotten about over time. In this next chart I have, this is just the back test as I'm running it currently. So the idea is that each colored line is a different system that I'm building, and then the gray shaded line is the combination of all of those systems. And just like crypto is, it's a pretty choppy equity curve. It's not, straight up to the right, but I don't really expect that to be what's going to happen here on the crypto side of things. I expect it to trade kind of like crypto, in which there's a whole lot of nothing and then a whole lot of something. So you kind of have to stay tuned and stay into them. So a lot of these, what we're doing is we're looking for what are the strongest coins out there, and then we are looking to put a alert or a stop limit or something well outside the current price. So we're not getting chopped up in the random noise that crypto does. And if you get a momentum surge this week, and that's important for these particular names, this system would buy them. If it happens between now and it happens between next Sunday, then we would look to get involved. And if we don't get that movement, we run the systems again. It would give us new prices on new coins, and then we set them again. So we need that momentum thrust because, as I've talked about a lot, and we've been seeing a lot, crypto does a whole lot of choppiness, and we want to make sure that we're not really playing in that choppiness. We're waiting for that momentum move. So perfect example is just the next chart going back in this ENA. No idea what this is, but just some sort of altcoin. This chart as a daily chart, I think it makes perfect sense that the system is just looking for this new high break. It's been putting in this bull flag, this classic basing pattern for a long period of time, and the system said, hey, if it gets to 88.154 or 88 cents sometime this week, then that's a pretty good momentum surge from where it is now, which is roughly 75 cents. That is something that we would potentially get involved in. The stop would go, again, roughly around the 75-cent zone, and we're just looking to trail that behind a moving average or something like that. The systems are currently built that you'd use like a 20-period moving average. Again, they're still new, so you'd play with that as you want. But again, we're looking for the thrust to happen. And this next chart is, again, just Ethereum, right? I'm not interested in Ethereum unless it gets to this price, which is sitting around 4,824. So you could just say 5,000 to be even. And this is a lot of how I've been discretionarily trading crypto myself. So it's interesting to see back-tested systems kind of bear that out as well. If we are in this range that we've been in for weeks on Saturday, then there's just no trade to be made. I'll be happy that I sat out of the market. But if we get to 4,800, that's an interesting trade there as well. This next one, again, I have no idea what these coins do, so make sure you're doing some due diligence, you're looking into them, is LDO USD, and this is a DAO, I guess, which is those decentralized kind of funding areas. This one looks great. The reason I pulled this chart out is that it has this nice kind of rounded bottom type pattern. It's been putting in this flag for a long period of time. So if it gets to that 144, you can see how high above these prices they are in order for even us to get interested. If it gets that 144 this week, I'm interested in that one. And last but not least, we have Link. I've actually heard of this one. Chainlink, same type of move, rounded bottom, nice bull flag. And if we get to 2620, I'm interested. And the kind of main takeaways I want to take from this is that it's interesting that a lot of these systems that I use in traditional equity markets, when I brought them over to crypto, they tested just immediately pretty fine. Yeah. And then the other thing is the whole waiting for the large move to happen in a certain time frame, right? I don't want to buy this thing if it hits 24, because if you look at this chart, the range in these crypto spaces is huge. This thing moves like $1 every day or so. So I think it makes sense that if you're interested in the crypto space, you come up with some sort of system or idea that says, okay, make the price prove to you that yes, we are moving this time, whether that's volume with the movement, whether that's, a larger than normal movement or something like that. The equity space, it seems harder to chase pure momentum these days, but it might just be that the crypto space, because underdeveloped, that's the place that these momentum strategies could actually work.
From a technical standpoint, just real quick to, kind of sum this up, can people look at these charts, look at these technicals on these charts just blankly as charts from a technical standpoint, the same as anything else?
I think more so, because you're not going to have an earnings report come out or a CEO talk something or, a tariff or any of these things. So I think more than any market that exists out there, maybe like commodities or something would be close. But I really like the idea of the fact that crypto markets are just kind of line go up because line go up. And the more speculative you get down the curve, the more it makes sense. Like, tell me, I was looking, sheep with hat is a new coin that just launched, is up a couple 1,000%. It doesn't do anything, right? It doesn't have a reason to exist. So when you get to that pure supply and demand side of things, I think it makes more sense that these things are more technically sound than anything else, because there's no fundamentals behind them.
Great stuff. As always, Michael Noss, I know you're going to be in the city in the next couple of weeks here. Let's connect over the next couple of days and discuss further, shall we?
Absolutely.
Good to
It's
see
going to be fun. I'm excited to come out.
We'll see you again after the close.
Talk to you then.
Thanks again, Michael. I like that line. Because there's no fundamentals, they should be more technically sound. It's right. If it can't move based on fundamentals, then what else is it going to move on? And that's the same thing with this OCTO, right? Like, it's WorldCoin Treasury play. Dan Ives backed, and
Dan Ives now.
Yeah, it's Dan Ives, this one. Well, that's what I read anyways. But still 1,000. I don't like the whole 1.00K%. That just show 1,000%. 1,000. But then it does 1,000 every now and then. Anyways, this one still going absolutely ham. And I think, to the extent that we're talking about altcoin season and whatever, and how far these things can go and momentum, you've got to keep something in mind about these. We've seen it time and time again, and I'm just going to pull up SBET. That's the first one that always comes to mind here. When you look at this, sometimes you get a ridiculous day or two out of it. Every now and then you'll have a run that's like a week or so. But I find that you don't have a lot of these charts that don't end up the same way, to a certain extent, so you make sure you get your momentum in, especially on the first day or the first couple of days. I'm not sitting out here before death. I'm not saying short the thing. I'm not telling anybody to short it. I'm not paying for locates today to short it. I just think that when the difference between when you're long it early and you're in the money right now and holding on to see how far it can go and maybe take some profit out so you're playing with health money, there's a difference between that and then buying it, say, at the end of the day or trying to play it again necessarily tomorrow if it doesn't have the same momentum, or trying to catch it when it's on the wrong side of the V. Like, these are all very ridiculously volatile. And I would suspect this one with the small float seems a pretty decent bet, that OCTO. APPL holdings to be a halt candidate several times today because the float is pretty small. Less than 3 million share float on this one.
All right, I was still, yeah, I mean, this is like, that's what I was like saying, another Dan Ives situation. I mean, we saw BMNR. I mean, I think what you can really do is, BMNR, again, you know, Ethereum, we talked about that with Michael. Thanks for talking about crypto. I think it's very important. Although maybe we should do that study again, what percentage of our viewers have crypto. I think that'd be interesting. But this is like that BMNR Neil was just talking about 1,000%. While, yeah, it was sort of happening. It was very much happening over here. We went up to 160 and then fell back in, made another run, then fell back in. So I wonder if OCTO is going to sort of find the way of BMNR at some point where today is the day, and then maybe we do wind up fading just back in just a little bit. But I bit right there, holding that 110 area, right, which has been really good. I mean, we haven't even really got into 108 for a little bit, but then, you know, been holding it out right here. So I think Michael was right. The more sideways action that we have in the space, more likely than not, the better it's going to be once we finally get some kind of a catalyst. And, you know, to answer Neil and Michael's question, what moves altcoins is just traders. I mean, I think it's, you know, you get the social media out there, you get people like us talking about them, and hopefully not like us, but, you know, other people that are really pumping these things, and that's what gets going. I mean, a coin shouldn't be up 1,000%, and I don't think Bitcoin will be doing that anytime soon, but it is looking pretty decent here as we're holding in and around that 110, roughly around 60 to 61 bucks, and then looking like we want to break through right now. So a good hold. It looks like it wants to get going back up to 70. I like Bitcoin. I haven't bought anything on this dip, but I think it's reasonable. It would have been better to buy this than Lululemon, that's for sure. So, but here goes IBIT right now trying to make some moves. And then I was thinking about AMD, adding it to the list. We're going to go through the rundown in a bit, but yeah, this has been pretty weak, obviously, as of late. I mean, that fall that happened there on Friday, I mean, the whole market turned around there on that jobs number. So I was looking at this 150 mark. I mean, AMD held 150 so amazingly. I really hope you guys had this, like that 150 even dollar levels. We'll see if it comes back today. It might be a smash short right there, but that was a trade right there. I mean, you might have got smoked on the way down, but like once it finally hit that 150, very key marker, I think there's a buy there, right? And so we'll watch out for AMD maybe smacking through that level again. But I'm going to write down 150 as a very, very key level here for AMD. And depending on what this market wants to do, will tell me what we want to do with advanced micro devices. But yeah, what's up? Yeah, the Stockfather, yeah, an oldie but a goodie of ours there. What's up to hit? I can't remember what his name was. It's funny that we remember Stockfather, but Mark, was it Mark something?
Mark Roberts.
Mark Roberts. Okay, good.
The last name I never.
The first name, yeah.
The last name I never forget.
That's funny, yeah. I knew the first name and not the last name, and you.
But you said Mark like Roberts.
Yeah, you knew the Roberts part. Okay, good. All right, I got to fix my mic, but yeah, there goes OCTO right now. It looks like the high was in and around 7. It's funny because it looks like it's calm in here, but that high is 1860, and looks like we're trying to hold right now. What about a break right here of 1725? Like this name's going absolutely insane. Could we get another BMNR on our hands here and we get into the $100 mark? I don't know, but there goes OCTO right now going a little bit higher. So good morning, everybody. It's Trader TV Live, where we're full boat today. We've got Joe back in the building. Everybody is here. Dara's here. The whole team is here. We're in new spaces right now. We're excited. Pretty soon the Midday will be moving over as well at some point. Yeah, we should be getting ready to go. So it's good, but here we go. All right, let's go back over to the desk and we'll see what the boys are up to and go through our rundown.
Right, a couple other things to note here. We'll talk about Robinhood as we get into the rundown, but the other side of this the other side of the ticker side of things for this S&P move is going to be AppLovin, which is APP, huge move after the close on Friday up to 540 going into the S&P 500. So this is going to happen not this Friday, but a week from Friday at the close. So the first trade day will be September 22nd. For both APP and Robinhood.
And this APP thing has been on a rampage to the high side, Brenda, over the last couple of years. I'll give some data points here. 278% appreciation in 2023. Add to that another 700, Brenda, kind of a light year in 2024. And then only 51% year to date so far. It's taken out 500 like it doesn't matter. It's about to go 10% over here. So as Brendo mentioned, this one is going to be added into the S&P 500 September 22nd. It's going to replace, guys, Market Access Holdings. That's a company that's going to go out. Make sure you're watching these ones as additions to the S&P. Obviously, have to be tracked by fund managers who's also track the S&P. So they're going to be adding it to their portfolio as well.
Yeah, it took a while, but we'll finally get Robinhood as well. So why don't we have a look at the market here? We're already at 9 o'clock, and then we'll talk about Robinhood.
64.88, guys. That's where we closed out Friday on the September contract. We're above that level right now. In fact, we're above 6,500 by about 5 points. So it's not clear whether we're going to take that level or hold that level. The overnight high is only 6,508. So we haven't cleared 6,500 by enough of a distance to start using it. If we do clear and hold above 6,500, we're looking to that same area that we rejected off the last couple of times, 65.25 as a resistance level. If we sell off, Brendo, we're looking for 64.50. Seems to be that staunchy area of support.
If you haven't done so yet, make sure you take a second, grab the absolutely free watch list. Hit the link below. It's in the description. Top link will get you to the sign up page. You just need an email, and then we'll send it to you every single morning. As we were saying, the part of this transaction, or part of this change, is going to involve AppLovin. The other side of things, Robinhood finally gets the nod going into the S&P 500. It's been a while. A lot of people speculating about this happening for months and months and months. We finally get the announcement after the close on Friday, sends this thing from $100 up to 110. We're set to start the morning here just below 110.
Fantastic look for Robinhood as they get added. So both companies IPO'd, AppLovin and Robinhood, back in 2021. Previous exclusions from the index rebalancing had caused some short-term selling in both of these names. Robinhood kind of is a brokerage app, guys, catering to retail traders, offering commission-free stocks. Just keep your eye out on this one. Vlad Tenev said an S&P 500 inclusion, in his words, would be one of those things that hopefully happens. You got your hope there, Vlad, and now you're up 8 1/3 on the morning.
Still a little bit to go here. Back to all-time highs, guys. I guess we're, what is that, 117, 118 area to get to all-time highs for Hood.
Hood's got some room for sure, but we've seen this story before where you get that run up going in, or you get the gap initially. And for Robinhood, it's been ridiculously long waited. I mean, it's literally all year long. Every time this subject even came up, it was always Robinhood and AppLovin as well that were top of the list. And finally, it actually happens. And then everyone's going to turn their attention to the names that we had. We were looking at Kalshi on Friday, and it was MSTR and Cheniere, I think, were the other ones that were highly speculated. So now people can start thinking about when they might have a chance to be able to get in. But Robinhood, it's filling in a little bit of a gap. I'm always wary of the addition to the index and then the sell the news that typically will happen sometimes at the open. So when looking for that, there's a couple of places to look. Obviously, there's that Friday high. When this was at 105, 106 on Friday, that was a dump zone, and it had resistance there anyway. So if it gets down there, that's sort of an obvious area where you want to look for support. And then I come right back into double barrel closes. We're right around this 109, and then we fail 109 here on the 27th. So those are the two places. One of them's a little too tight off the open, I think, for Robinhood, that 9 level. I feel like if it takes 9, you could drop $3 very, very quickly. It's one better. If it doesn't hold instantly, then you wait for the 105, 106. But I'm going to play looking for that dip buy here on Robinhood, the mean reversion. I don't think it would be as harsh as what we saw on Friday, because Friday's drop was insane. And a lot of stocks had that same look at the open when we were dumping off that labor number. But I don't think we get anything that crazy. And if there's no bounce until a little bit later on in the morning, that's fine too. But good look for Robinhood. There will be some speculation as well that SoFi might be next. I actually saw that in a couple of places as people were talking about what could be the next one to go. And just worth keeping an eye on that SoFi 26. On Friday, SoFi went to 25. I think it was 25.98 at the open and turned right around. So that 26 level still very much in play after it failed horrifically on Friday.
I'm just getting the sticky note out right now. I have it. First of all, OCTO just went to $20. and then it went to 19, I was watching here, 1950, right back into 1650. It's funny because like that's a 30% move, and it just happens right in front of you, and it's like it doesn't even matter. All right, so I've written down here on the note, and as I said, I'm getting it out right now. I like Robinhood 112 break. It's if you go back out over just sort of looking at if this can go, oh man, okay, hold on a second, let me just get it up here then. Oh yeah, well we kind of have it there, but this is what I was looking at here on a 30-minute chart. If you come up into 112, it takes out last week's highs. So you go back to here on the 22nd, so it's much more than last week, but back into that little level, right into there, why not? Why not get up to that high before we get back into 1770, which is the all-time high? So let's, you know, if it wants to work out, it should continue to go, I would think. I do love the dip buy opportunity area. I mean, if we can get a dip buy into 106, 107, I think that's something that we'll talk about. But I really like this break here of the 112 area. It might even be right here at 111. So that's, you know, between 111 and 112, definitely a breaking area. I think we do it, and then we could fail, and in which case, if we do, then I think you could just get back out here around 110. So it's like $2 worth of risk here for Robinhood. I think it makes sense to try to get that long and catch something here today. It's not going to halt or anything like that. There's going to be enough volume. But like Neil said, it was well awaited. And I think now that it's gotten it, then you get that green light here for Robinhood to try to get into the long. So it's a play that I have written down here. And I just think it's something worthy of a look. I'm not going to be able to stop looking at this OCTO, though. So that's going to be another name, obviously, on our mind here today. I really want to get this one, especially if it halts right off the open. So we'll have to watch OCTO here. Aggressive with this one early. I want to get long if it halts up. So I'm going to be trying to do that, and we'll see if it can work out for us. But yeah, I like Robinhood, and we didn't even talk too much about AppLovin. It's such an expensive stock at this point, right? And I don't even know, I should look up what its PE is here, but I just meant even just expensive to day trade, as you know, we've seen spready names might be able to hit it, but up 10% on a $540 name just seems pretty expensive to me to get in there and trade. And then yeah, the PE is still okay. Forward PE 36, current PE 67. So it's probably fine pricing wise, but it's just for a day trade for me on AppLovin just seems to be a little too expensive. So we'll take Robinhood and we'll watch out for that 112 area, and then we'll probably, we don't have OCTO on there, but it'll be something that we're watching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're excited for it. All right, Robinhood 110 to 112, good level. We'll see if it holds.
All right, Tesla higher here this morning to start things off. Pretty good day to end the week, going back to Friday, although we did come off from the highs early on in the morning, 355. Bit of a pivot here for Tesla. The data not good, however, this morning, even though we are higher. Market share in the U.S., lowest level since 2017 here for Elon and crew.
It's tough to look at, but nothing we didn't expect, Brendo. So as you mentioned, 2017, they held 80% of the market share. Now it's down below 40 for the first time since then. 38% is what their U.S. market share is. And they actually continued to grow EV sales in August in the United States to the tune of 3.1%. But that was markedly lower than the overall segment in general, which grew at 14%. A lot of it's been blamed, obviously, on Elon and his associations, but some of it also has to do with the aging lineup. We haven't gotten a new car from Tesla since the Cybertruck in 2023, and the Juniper Model Y refresh has been kind of underwhelming. At least that's the way it's been met so far, Brendo, so we'll keep an eye on Tesla, but up in the morning.
Yeah, and yeah, not a lot of price action so far here, guys. We did have a bit of a dip down to fill the gap, but thoughts here. Tesla, I mean, coming off a decent day on Friday.
Yeah, it was definitely a decent day, but everything got done. That's like all stocks. Like in the first 5 to 20 minutes off the open on Tesla and a bunch of other names, that was the whole story. This was a case where I think Tesla, had it not been for the market move, I think Tesla would have hit 360 pretty easily on Friday. Like you were just like it broke 350 and then dipped back in pretty clean. Here, I'll show you. We broke 350 and then dipped right back in, held it so clean at VWAP, and it just seemed like, oh yeah, it's going to be good to go. You know, Tesla's going to go all day long, and it'll be multiple longs. And then there was just no strength when it came back into VWAP again until it eventually held like 345. But when you look at this on the daily, it's still got this nice, gentle upward trend. Good news, bad news. It doesn't seem to matter. It's holding the same little compression pattern with slightly higher highs and slightly higher lows over and over again. And it's all setting up for this 360 breakout. So, you know, what on Friday, look, it was a clean breakout trade and then pull back into 350 on Friday. I don't think there's anything that clean with it, but it also closed at about 350. So I think that's the level that I'll be watching, if any, on Tesla. It's not good enough or close enough that it made the list, but you know, that 350 level is certainly a place to go back and try again if we get there. Ooh, what's that?
Yeah, this is, I call it faux. I think you're supposed to say fa. But yeah, my daughter there, after her game, she had 5 games this weekend, and on our game on Saturday, we were up there in Markham Stouffville, and there's many great Asian cuisine up there. And I was just like, what do you want to have for lunch, you know, in between games? And she was like, crab. So that was fun. People, a lot of comments on there. Some people said, is it ramen? No, it's not. It's here it is. There it is. What's up, May? Right there. But yeah, lots of 18 comments. So there it was. That was really, actually, was really great. It's bad when it's too oily and stuff, but that was really good. Okay, Tesla. So I didn't. I'm not on this name today, but I do like it. It's up 1% here. I'm a little bit concerned about what this market's going to do there. And we've always seen Tesla have those huge runs. And I wasn't really paying too much attention to this thing on Friday, but you know, again, like just the area that it gives you, and then it tends to, and just looking back at it, I was going to say it tends to watch out for pre-market areas. So there's the huge move off the open. That was Friday, right? Yeah, so there's the huge move off the open there on Friday. Then the whole market pulled back, but this only pulled back into pre-market lows again. So I think we want to watch out for this 353 to 354 area, but the problem here is that the market's trying to pull a little bit. So we only have 20 minutes. If Tesla takes off and comes back in, then let's look for a 354, 353 type area, and kind of the same thing again the other way around. If we tank early, then let's maybe look for that area as a resistance. So I want to use the pre-market levels for now on Tesla. And it's not like it just goes back to one area. I mean, here's the move down the day before this is Thursday, comes all the way back up and doesn't break pre-market highs, right? That was that day. This was, I guess, Wednesday or Thursday. So we just started, whoosh, all the way down. And this time we actually ended, and we remember watching this trade, ended at the closing areas. So for Tesla right now being up that 1% into today, you either come back in and we look to get along either around here between 348, 349, something like that, or we completely stop here, 353, but that's too close. So we're gonna let it fall through there and see if that holds. Or like I said, rip, let it fall back into 353, and then we'll see what winds up going on. But I like Intel, but Intel, what's up? I like Tesla, but wasn't able to find any early levels as we kind of just move like that. So I'll be looking for 348 Friday's closing price area or pre-market hold if we rip and come back in. So that'd be some moves there for me on Tesla. US popping.
Big pop here this morning in the pre-market. If you missed it, we finally got a live version of their solid state battery. There's been a ton of talk around this company and around what they're trying to do for years. Let's be honest. I mean, Sharif, you mentioned going back to COVID days for QS. We finally see a car actually moving under the power of a QuantumScape solid-state battery.
I love to see it, Brendo, because this is the gold standard in battery storage for electric vehicles. The CEO, Dr. Siva Sivaram, stated the company has crossed from possibility to reality with this breakthrough. What is he talking about? Well, he demonstrated in conjunction with Volkswagen and Ducati, a QSE5 battery cells that designed to kind of power these electric vehicles. The demo represented a major milestone, moving the solid-state battery from sort of the lab as an experiment into a real-world application. So this is going to open up a lot of doors, Brendo, because there's going to be increased funding. It's going to boost manufacturing rates and enhance scaling efforts as this becomes less and less of a science experiment.
They're going to put these things in Ducati motorcycles too. That's terrifying.
Oh boy.
QuantumScape, guys, big move here. $2 and change right now through $10.
I'm quite. It doesn't really have the short float that it used to. I think we remember it being.
I was just going to look that up.
11% when I looked.
Okay.
Kind of thinking it used to be. Pretty sure it used to be in the 30s. at least, but not so much anymore, which is fine. Ultimately, it's not as if you need to have a big short float for like a shot play like this to go. I mean, it just recently was at like $15 just a couple months ago. And really, as Shree said, this would be gigantic, no questions asked. I think this is the kind of thing that's been in play for a while, and people have been dreaming on this for a very long time. So the last time it got a rally, it was more than just a multi-day run. So I would suspect, even with maybe a healthy pullback, you've got like these like 9.40 to 9.5 area. The 50 period sits at $9. There's plenty of places for this to go continuation. It just so happens a 9.5 is also the volume weighted average price. So a dip into that off the open would make a lot of sense. And then $9 was sort of an obvious spot if you looked at the daily chart as well. So I think those are the two places you need to hold on to for any like dip and rip. Although it feels that there's some popularity, and we already talked about OCTO, but there'll also be some popularity with the name that's next on the list as well. So there's a lot of small cappers that are running. You really want to pick your poison when it comes to them. I do like trading open a little bit better, but yeah, with this, QS, open, and then OCTO, you're not struggling to find runners.
No, it's going to be a good opportunity to trade many different names today. I mean, this QuantumScape has been quite a ride. I mean, up and down and around, and it looks like here you get that hold at 750. Right now you get the good news breaking through. I think it's a long, up 30%. You always like to have those partners, Volkswagen. I mean, we know Volkswagen and Rivian, so Volkswagen's getting involved in this EV space again, and if QuantumScape can help them with the technology as well, I think that's a good little partner to have there, as they'll burn money until it's gone. So $11 right here, again, another key level, but I think you just take it on the break through AM high, 1040. So we've watched names come back when there's a gap play to VWAP. So that's basically $10, like 950, 960. So that will play as well. So I think, you know, breaking early, back in right there. I don't know, a little bit like, I like the short float to be a little more than 11%, I think, at some stages here. So that would be something to look at for a little bit of a pullback and then gets going. It's definite good news. We've been to these levels before. It's not like it hasn't discovered these areas. So, you know, just look for 13 to 15 as a turnaround spot there. Don't get caught holding the bag on this name. It's a great story. There's no doubt about that. But this was a $2-3 name. Obviously, the April lows are $3. That's $15 up there. So to go long there and get out there, what a trade. But I think you're going to have another opportunity right here. And if you just look back, I mean, this is why we do this. This goes back to January. This goes back to July. And this is multiple years back. This is January of 24. This is July of 24. So you're already back year, I don't know, 18 months or so, all the way back in before we've seen tops like this before. So there's one little run higher. I think we could be on another one here and then look for the fade. So I would say between 13 to 15 is maybe where we'd stop. So again, like the stock here, would go long on a break of 1040, but think it's more likely that it pulls back in here to 950, 960. So QuantumScape with only 13 minutes left here before open. I like the stock, don't love it. I do think Opendoor is going to get a little bit more action with already have many more shares, and it's only a $7 stock versus a 10, but pricing shouldn't matter that much. Let's go find the story about Opendoor and see if we want to trade that.
Up over 5% here, Opendoor. Continued support from EMJ Capital founder and president Eric Jackson has kind of helped keep this one up. It had a great week last week. Jackson's bullish stance on Opendoor has kind of helped power the incredible gains the stock has seen this year. Adara, this one was all gas, no brakes last week.
And we get really, it's starting to seem like Eric Jackson is trying to be for Opendoor what we had Roaring Kitty be for GameStop a little bit back in 2021, right? He's really trying to galvanize these shareholders or people maybe looking to get into the stock. We also know that he's been standing outside Drake's house, or he was for a while. So there is a lot of intense spirit to this. We know Anthony Pompliano was another investor who got involved in that recently. They're also trying to, these retail investors are basically trying to push the company to make moves that they want, almost like an activist investor approach. We'll have to see if it works, but right now it's been great. Yeah,
Dancing was $7, guys, up 5%. What's the look?
Yeah, it's been losing that $7 level here for a while now. I mean, it's already pulling back, as you can see, but just remember, on Friday, like everything else, most things at the open, you know, this was a pretty hefty pullback. It's what it did at the $6 level that I think was constructive. Like, it dipped right into $6, gave you that classic mean reversion trade. Like, it wicked under $6, and pretty much closed right back above it for that nice little turnaround. And pretty much all day long turnaround. So when I look back at it, I like some prior highs. It's like 685 is the prior high, and then you've got 650, like right at the close or near to the close. Those were the levels that were able to come in and bounce. So yeah, 650, 685. I want to play the mean reversion game. I think Opendoor, it's no longer, like these are all up days, but it's no longer just, it's going to break out the high and it's going to go forever. It's not really playing that way anymore. There's a lot of volume with it. It's doing hundreds of millions of shares every single day. So I think looking for the dip buy and then trying to catch that early morning low seems to work a little bit better. 85 and 50 are the two places I look on open. And we always say for a squeeze play, you need to be breaking it out the tops. Otherwise, is anybody really getting scared? Well, it did that. And then it held that prior high at $6. So it makes some logical sense that there's going to be some more shorts that are, I guess, out of the water Monday again.
The water is opening. No, but I was looking at OCTO here, just the same kind of, obviously, Opendoor is one thing, OCTO is another thing right here, up 1,000%. We're not going to get to it before the open, but we're going to have lots of time to talk about it. But it's just, right now, it looks like we're trying to base out a little bit here. I mean, what a crazy run. Why is it hanging out right now around $16.50 to $17? So this, for me, is a much more interesting play today than Opendoor. Looking for it to break 1707. I think this is going to halt immediately, and I want to try to grab the halt long. So this is going to be a play that I'm interested in here early on OCTO. It looks like it's trying to hold the 50-period moving average, which right now is 1570 or so. I think if you're going to get stuck in this in the pre-market, you don't want to be too long, ahead of 1450 right here for OCTO. That's going to be that pre-market low right there. Lots of opportunity to get going, like just getting some steam right here, getting re-energized before the bump through again. This is not a bad take. Yeah, $18 basically to get long. The last time we broke 18, we went to 1950 immediately. These are the two big candles here of the morning, was the run from 1650 to 1950, so a straight higher play right there. But looking like it could, again, hold this 1550 area. I mean, I can't believe we're saying that. This was a dollar name on Friday or $2 or whatever it was, and now it's all the way up here, up 1,000%. So crazy times here for OCTO and some of these treasury names in the crypto space. Dan Ives getting rich. You can't get rich off the research, get rich off these calls, but there it goes, 1550 right now. Oh man, just wish I could figure out like when these guys would drop the bags on all these stocks, but there we go, $15. Looks like a decent hold for OCTO. This one's on my mind for sure right now. Yeah, watch out for the downside in it. But for early, I want to go long, and we'll see if it's there. But yeah, OCTO for me. And then Baba, the big story. This is my #1 trade idea today, Alibaba.
Throwing their hat into the robotics ring by backing X Square Robot, which is a startup, a robotics-based startup to the tune of $100 million. It's the 8th funding round, which is led by Alibaba Cloud specifically here. It brings the deal total investment of X Square Robot to about 2 billion yuan, which is about $280 million since launching back in 2023. The CEO expects humanoid robots, according to his words, to evolve towards robotic butlers within 5 years. Adira, I could take myself a robotic butler, but that's not the only Alibaba headline.
No, there's another one with regards to AI. We know every time Alibaba releases these QUEN 3 models, the market tends to listen. They now have a QUEN 3 Max preview. That's their first model with over 1 trillion parameters. This was released on Friday. Crazy to believe they've only started releasing these QUEN 3s back in May, but they've already had quite a few, and they've already, I guess, improved from having parameters between 600 million to 235 billion to now over 1 trillion parameters. So good look here for BABA in both AI and robotics.
Up 3 1/3, guys, as it works its way into that key 150 resistance.
Yeah, that top, the 52-week high on Alibaba, and validating the reality that robots are going to be here and we want them in our homes. And Alibaba, they do everything, and that's the thing. Like, they're a piece of everything. We talk about the big conglomerates here, or our big cap tech names like Amazon and Alphabet, and when you really do a comparison, and just in terms of valuation, Baba does hold up pretty well. So all that being said, 138 was Thursday. Sorry, no, it was a Tuesday and Wednesday. 138 was resistance. That's the line that I want to look for. It's already pulling back a little bit here. We'll see what happens when the imbalances come out, but I don't actually see that one for an early look. Alibaba. It's actually QuantumScape. QS is already 900,000 to the buy side.
The thing is, it's New York stock.
It's New York.
So it's already there.
So it would be
90,000. It's here.
It's nothing. So it's essentially
90,000.
nothing. But more than likely, usually when this is a gapper, you'll see something pop up a little bit bigger as we get closer to the open. But that 138 level is the only thing that I'm looking for there on Alibaba.
Geez, that OCTO might take out 18 right now. It's at 1725 and starting to go again. Oh, boy. Okay, so... all right, so 52-week high, as Neil was saying, is 148. I think there's a chance we can get to that here today as well. This is what Alibaba looks like there. Just pulled back off of 17, so it's at 1680. Again, that OCTO. But what about just the fact that, you know, when there's news about this name, it tends to go one way or the other, right? I mean, Alibaba has huge move opportunities. Especially, it's like, reminds you a little bit of Tesla off the open. So we're going to wait to see here what it wants to do today. And it's kind of done nothing in the pre-market. I mean, it's been up. It's doing great. But, you know, right here, we wait for this break. Yeah, you just that's okay. You're back now, Neil.
Good, it's good.
We just shorted it there. But right there, 140.50. What about that kind of a break off the open? I feel... I don't know, today seems a little bit strange because we were kind of down there underneath VWAP, and I wrote down that we like the TQQs. I have them written down here as a long TQs, and I have AMD written down as a short, as a sticky notes out right now, but there it is right here. TQs long at 92. I have Robinhood long, or sorry, Alibaba long at 140. Just talking about how I thought it was going to be a pretty strong level because it was 140 coming into play there. So let's just wait to see. Key level again, if you're looking at a 30-minute chart for Alibaba, it's all the way up here hanging out. That was that level right there that we got to before dropping back off again. So here's like the, again, extended moves on Alibaba can definitely happen. So this is that chip news and their earnings day, huge move up. Yeah, so you got to at this point start to like the stock. There's a lot of traders that do not trade off Chinese names, and you know Alibaba has given people reasons to be all over this name. So again, really like the stock here. I feel like it's at a breaking spot right now, and 140.50. I feel like I'm going to miss the boat a little bit. Maybe we'll hit it a little slow off the open, take like half a unit and try to work ourselves into Alibaba a little bit. But here we go, man. I mean, I didn't think that we would get. Well, I did think we'd get to it. I said $18 break, and we probably go. I feel it's tough to take it in the pre-market. There's so much volume here, but nothing's going to halt in the pre-market. So I don't want to be caught into this and then just a wave of selling. Like, if for some reason Danny Ives, like he probably told all his friends about this on Friday, but if you were one of those friends, would you sell today? I mean, I hope you wouldn't, so you wouldn't get caught for insider trading. But at the end of the day, up 1,000%, if you just fell into this stock somehow, you'd be pretty happy with this play. So I could see a little bit of profit taking here off the open, but let's be perfectly honest, man, no one's even in this name. So now's your opportunity to get in. Seems like people took that opportunity here today, like $6, $7. And even if you weren't in yesterday or Friday, and you're in this morning at some point here, if you're long anywhere here, sub $10, basically, is it not a decent profit spot at this point right now? So I'm just worried that maybe there is some profit that comes into this, and I don't know if we want to take the exact open until it halts. So I'm going to wait for OCTO coming in at some time here. Give me a trade to do. Oh, Howard Stern is leaving Sirius LA Radio.
He just didn't show up this morning.
But was he on contract? Because I know they let his contract go, I thought.
Yeah, there was supposed to be like some big announcement or something.
Like almost $1 billion off.
So apparently he just walked away. But it is what it is. Everyone kind of knew and speculated that he was going to be going anyways. And I don't think Sirius was moving last time I checked. I just saw QS just paired off a little bit there. So now 400,000 after that. It was like 800,000 to buy. Now you got 400,000. Just a quick note on NVIDIA. You would have seen on Friday that NVIDIA and AMD took the brunt of it with a Broadcom competition story. AMD more so than NVIDIA, but the 170 and 172 levels, give you a better chart, the 170 and the 172 levels are the places I want to look for the fade on NVIDIA today. Like both of those chip names taking it a little bit on the chin, and then Palantir making a bit of a spike here. But Palantir...
Octo's at 20. It just... So
this stock is ridiculous.
It breaks... Neil, it broke that 18 level, and I wish we would have taken it,
The spread's probably...
The spread is fine. It's just there's so much volume in it.
It's not that bad.
Oh man, there it goes. But anyways, go on Palantir. I just wanted to say like this just broke $20.
Yeah, only minutes ago, but Palantir, it closed under the 50 period 2 days in a row.
Wow.
Thursday and Friday after every single day being able to make it. So I'm kind of going the other direction.
Are you taking this on a halt? I just.
Oh, the halt up?
Because I don't know. Because right now it just.
Usually I try to sit on the bid if you can get it, but I can't remember the last time I got a fill on an open halt. Like if it goes to the halt, if it goes to the halt band, I think it's like 0 for the last 4 or 5. If you get an instant halt to the upside, whether you're able to get it or not. But yeah, the OCTO is going to be the runner of the day, no questions asked. Just from a volume perspective, it's actually doing more shares than Opendoor. Well, yeah, I think it just passed Opendoor. So about 20 seconds to go until we hit the open. This is going to be insane. I would suspect this is a high probability of halting very, very quickly. I think it's going to halt the open. Either direction, whatever move it does, you got to figure it's going to be, oops.
Oh, here we go. We got to go.
Oh, did I just hit, I think, what,
I did not.
So we got VFS, that's VinFast, sponsoring the opening bell today. So go check them out as we are now open. And OCTO, not instantly.
Here goes Robinhood. Well, you're going to take a long 112, it looks like. Robinhood's not even open. We get long on Robinhood right now, but we are now in it. There goes OCTO, is just absolutely gone. We are also in Robinhood, so it's the only trade that I have right now. Robinhood, of course, on the Nasdaq and new constituent of your S&P 500. So we went long 112.35. It looks like it's fading out just
There's
a
the
bit.
Halt.
Okay, just halt. Oh, it's halting right now. Oh, 20 what?
22.
Okay, that might be expensive right now. We'll see if we can get it. I'm on the bid. Just like Neil said, you have to. Oh, sorry, I'm still on Alibaba there. Go over to Neil's. Oh, and I.
Yeah, it just halted. So OCTO halted at 22.36.
Yeah, I missed that.
Like I said, you can go on the bid as it goes into a halt at the halt band, but there's no guarantee that you can actually get a print to the upside, or to the downside. Someone actually has to hit you on the bid because you can't punch into the stock. That's just sort of how the mechanics work. Absolutely insane. They're an OCTO. I mean, if you're looking elsewhere, like Opendoor, Opendoor dipped right into 685. To the penny. 86, it just bounced off clean there when Opendoor. Let's see if we get another shot at that one. I like 685 and 650, but you figured OCTO was going to make the first move anyways.
Okay, so we are into 2 breaking spots right here. I don't know if they're going to work. We already talked about that, but right now we are into Alibaba breaking higher through 140.50. That was that pre-market high, but it looks like for now Robinhood is making the move down. So we're going to have to wait now as the market's trying to figure itself out. I don't necessarily want to stop out of all of these, but if this breaks 110, then I think we can get out now. That came right back into VWAP. So we said that we were going to take a little bit on all of these breaks, so we do that. And now we average back in a little bit here. So we got to watch out. It looks like they're selling this S&P inclusion right now of Robinhood. If it breaks through 110, then we're going to get out of some of those plays right there. Let's see if it wants to do it. The other one that we have right now is Alibaba trying to support those levels as well, but who knows? It's above that 140. Let's see if it wants to hold. If we zoom in a little bit here, that's where VWAP is. So like, yeah, now that we're going to try to lose it, we don't want to be in this one for too long. 139.50 is the low of the day, so we want to get out of that if it does wind up breaking. I mean, the Nasdaq's not doing a whole heck of a lot, but 139.50 area, and we are out of Alibaba. So we'll take a little bit more if we get into 139 and change, but that's going to be my stop right there. And really, it's just the only one that we're really in trouble with right here is Robinhood, and it's just kind of dancing. So we're long at 111.90, so we're a dollar out, reverse dollar club right now on Robinhood. So 2 positions, both long. Let's see what the market wants to do.
The market just tried to break out the highs. So, I mean, the market's still, it's doing a bit of a dance. I see NVDA up 1%, but Google, Alphabet was the other one. Look, that stock made all-time highs pretty much every single day for the end of the week. I'm looking continuation play on the note. It just held 236. I'm sitting at 235 looking for that long, but I might have to move into VWAP as that continues to run. OCTO will be open. It halted almost right away, so it won't be open until after 9:35, everybody. We still have a little bit of time before we get that opening back up. Adara.
Yeah, keep an eye here on SATS. This is EchoStar, SpaceX acquiring their spectrum here with the goal of transforming global satellite connectivity. AT&T also in watch with this catalyst. They made a deal last month to, have a deal with part of SATS's business. They were gapping down on this story. Back to you.
Oh boy, so thank you, Adara, for this right here. Oh boy, we have it now, guys. We have $1 now in Robinhood. We talked about it being reverse dollar club, but now it's finally a dollar club member, as here it goes. We're pretty long in this name, so it looks like we'll be good to go here if we can continue a little bit higher. Let's make sure we get something out at 80, and there it goes right there. So it's a huge trade for me now on Robinhood, $1.15 in the money, and there goes Alibaba. We'll go deuces right now, man, and again, I know Obi and Neil providing all the action for you on Friday, but there's Alibaba. 140 long, we have it. There's Robinhood 112 long. So we're just trying to follow some of the rules that we have in place here, and hopefully they'll continue to work out. It looks like Alibaba did stop, or sorry, Robinhood. They're both just acting really fast right now. So both of these names just whipping around. So we got to make sure that we get some out here at certain levels. So it looks like right here, Robinhood does fail at that 113 area, but okay, right back up. We'll take 2 more outs into here. Again, there's the 112 break. There's the sort of the pre-market high hold. I don't know. It's just sometimes it's about having a little bit of blind faith in some of these plays. So that's what we do there. Alibaba is the one that's really trying to slip up a little bit. Let me take out another level here at 30s. We'll get that out, and then we'll wait because I have about double the amount of shares right now in Robinhood that I do Alibaba. So let's see if Robinhood really wants to work. I wrote down on the note that our possibility of like that 116 or so area. So we'll see if Robinhood can get into there. This is what it looks like on the daily. If we can just, that's, you know, its all-time high is 117.70. So if it doesn't get it today, it probably gets it in, you know, this week unless there's something dramatic happening. So let's just wait to see if it goes. Daily goal hit, but it doesn't matter. We're here to make more. So 113 and change coming here for Robinhood. I'm going to get another piece out. Oh, did OCTO open back up again?
Whoa, way down. OCTO just opened up. About 10 points. That's very quickly. I did 158 came in on Palantir, and it just bounced right off of VWAP. But I got to cover OCTO for you instantly. It's going right into the halt to the downside after opening up. So 1734. It just hit the halt band, and yeah, that just went halt to halt. So we did say this is kind of a likely stock to go from halt to halt given the liquidity concerns. Only a couple, it's like 2 or 3 million shares afloat on this thing. It's done 100 million. Now halted to the downside is OCTO. Adara.
Yeah, Baidu on watch here. BIDU company announcing that they're proposing to offer CNY or Chinese yuan-dominated senior unsecured notes in offshore transactions, I guess, outside of the U.S. to non-U.S. persons. So CNY-dominated senior unsecured notes proposal for BIDU. Just so you guys know as well here with regards to economic data, we don't have any right now, though at 10 a.m. we will be getting Trump speaking at 11. We'll be getting the NY Fed inflation expectations. Then at 3 p.m., consumer credit, but no economic data coming through at 9:45 or 10 a.m. Back to you.
So I wanted to show you guys quickly what's going on in OCTO there, but we did get 158 to VWAP, so it was a quick $1.50 on Palantir. It's exactly where it was on Friday, where it fell. But remember, Palantir has a tendency to be a big-time opening. Whatever it does at the open, it has a tendency to do the reverse after the fact. So I want to give that one a little bit of regard. Oh, Google. Alphabet's now gone. The Nasdaq just blasted higher. Alphabet just took 237 all-time highs again here for Alphabet as that one just continues to fly. Open's not doing a heck of a lot, but Broadcom, NVIDIA, these chip names, Broadcom now 4% and about to hit its all-time high. If we can go a couple more dollars in here. Broadcom, of course, reporting Thursday night, and then Friday actually spent most of the day selling off. Different story going in here today, but I still like that NVIDIA and AMD for short. So until proven otherwise, I'm going short that 170 on NVIDIA.
Oh, guys. Yeah, now it's $2 in the money right here on Robinhood. It's still going, and we just cashed a little bit more out here at 113 and change. So let's just try to play. We're out of about half, a little bit more than half. I'm going to get another piece here as it's trying to fade back just a little bit. The Nasdaq took off. I mean, I don't know if we were expecting that to happen or not. Still, OCTO still in holding state right here. And this is, again, what was it, WorldCoin or World Crypto? Something.
Yeah, WorldCoin.
Yeah, WorldCoin. But there it is right here coming back in. So made that move up there, 22.50. Now fading right back. Let's see where it's going to open. Right now the tap is 16.90, but it's dancing around a lot. So 16.90. 1680 or so, just looking to see if there's a trade over there. You guys we talked about where my stop would be for Alibaba, and that's 139.50 break. So we went from 140.50. The most we got was 141 almost, right? And so now you're coming right back in again. So I don't want to lose on a trade that's been winning for us, but right now we are down. We're up on Alibaba, but you know, this position currently down 30 cents. So we're gonna have to wait for that. And then we looked at Opendoor today as well. We do have, of course, our stock visualizer. Everybody, thank you for watching, and I hope that you can hit the like, hit the subscribe, and all of that. I'm going to reset this right now. You know, we've already got these looks on Wrap. We can look at Wrap for sure right now. And what you're trying to do is get into the chat, right? And then once you post into here, you figure it out, what you like us to vote for, what you want to vote for, and then that would be it right there. How did Sean lower his average to hood? Okay, I can explain that. We go first in, first out. So as the positions keep coming out, it resets the price. So I'll explain that a little bit. I wish it didn't do that. I wish it just stuck at an average price. But all right, so type it in what you want. It'll start to populate in here. Give it a couple seconds, and it will do exactly that. But all right, so that's that. Get your quotes in, and Neil and I will double. There it is. Someone just put in there CoreWeave.
All
that's
about
not
OCTO.
the right name, of course, but there it is. Yeah, it's all about OCTO right now as we get that back open here. That's Opendoor right now, 7 and change and not doing anything. Alibaba goes back into the money, so let's let that settle down. And then Robinhood right now teasing at this 113 area. There it is. Yes. Okay, there. We just got through 113. I'm at 113.60. I'm going to take another piece right here. It looks like it is having a problem. There it is. We get another piece out on Robinhood. We could just be completely fine with this, man. Go to the gym right now and have a day. But it's been a good one. So let's just keep on watching the stocks. OCTO halted and showing us 17, Neil, right now.
Which is much better than when it halted.
Yeah.
When it halted, the tap was significantly lower.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was
1680. I thought I saw.
I saw underneath. I definitely saw underneath. NVIDIA just hit 170. Almost 170. So that 170 level that we like on NVIDIA just sort of came in here, just tagged the 80s. I got 78 short. Usually go like 88s, but this is the level that was there on Friday, right at the open. We drifted off that 180. OCTO just opened, so I want to be out if this gets to the volume weighted average price. No questions asked. We break 170, I am out on NVIDIA as that is the level. But OCTO, that just hit 16 and then bounced. Yeah, but it's starting to bounce now. This stock is ridiculous.
Well,
in terms of how much it's moving. Like one person hits the bid or the ask, and it'll move like 50 cents. Like it's absolutely nothing. So at least it's open for more than a couple of seconds here. But this could, I'm not touching it in the middle. I think the play was to try and look for any kind of continuation after the opening range got set in, and it did not. Like it's failed the high. Unless it makes a fresh high, I don't think you want to chase that one almost at all. So yeah, nothing really going on here with OCTO. At least it's not halting every 2 seconds. Opendoor, as Sean mentioned, that doesn't seem to be doing as much, but it's still trending. It's still going higher. It bounced right off that prior high. Now I want to see if VWAP can hold. We were on OCTO trying to grab a fill, when this actually dipped in, but you can only have one of those up at a time. So if this can hold on, it's still up 8.5% on its own over here with Opendoor. It's got a chance. I want to see it hold 7 and see if we can get some higher lows going here with Opendoor. A couple of stocks that might not care what the market's doing.
I don't like seeing my money disappearing here. So I think on Robinhood, it's having a problem here at 113, and I don't really know why. I mean, we're long at 110. Oh, okay, yeah. So there's the 112 break right there, and then there's that 110.50. So when I'm in this trade, it's fine. It'll give the right average trade. But then the minute I start getting out, it takes out this trade first. So it's just the way it works here on a prop floor, so we can shut people down with their loss from tops and things like that. So it's like it gets out of this trade first, and then it gets back down here. So eventually it's going to say my average price is, actually it's right now, it's happening, 110.65. So that's 110.65. So it's already cleared out all of this. So when let's just say I'm up $100 on Robinhood, it's because it would have taken out all of these for that price, and then it leaves you with that. So it's just a way that our accounting. Let's go right now. As it's having a nice move to the high side here for us in this name. So we really, again, have been liking to trade some of these high flyers lately, that's for sure. And it looks like we're doing it again right now with our friend Robinhood. So there it goes on the S&P inclusion. Again, a great great reason to go long on something. We've seen them fall back in before, so we'll make sure that we start to scalp out a little bit as we go. Alibaba is the one that's not really doing a whole heck of a lot, so I think we can sort of sleep on Alibaba for a little bit. We just bought some more 140s down there, so again, you see the average price changing on that, right? And so that's what's going to wind up happening there. You can always ask us. You can see our trades, like Neil's in and out of Palantir, in and out of NVIDIA, and our position board should be good to go. I know you were in NVIDIA there, but I was looking for AMD short, and that rate there did not break 150. Oh, there goes OCTO, by the way. It's at what, $21.
Yeah, it just went.
It was just at.
It did not take very long.
It was just at 15 or 16 there, by the way, and just shot up like crazy. So I missed it. I wish I would have seen that, obviously, and been able to get out of that. Not get out of it, try to get in to the halt. I want to get into all the halts up. But right now, not happening. We're now $3 almost in the money here on Robinhood, as it's really been leading the way for me today. Alibaba's not been doing much, but Hood has been doing everything for me. So we'll just let that do the heavy lifting. One more piece out here, and then we'll let Robinhood go. So there it is. We get some out at 15s. Now I'm waiting for 60s, and then we'll just wait after that, man. We're waiting for the high of the day now on Robinhood. Otherwise, we get out if it breaks one. Yes. There it goes, man. We'll just wait until it gets out. If it breaks back down below VWAP. 111.50 is my new out here for Robinhood. Now it's $3, so decent trade there. 111.48. We'll stop out of Robinhood. So
yeah, there was no real. I don't think you could have got filled, just like the first halt on OCTO. The bid builds really fast. There were a few prints going off. I saw a bunch of D prints go off on the bid, so you would have had a chance there potentially. The current tap, it's not crazy. It's actually $21. So it's not like it's indicating making a fresh high here, and it'll be open in a couple of minutes. But I took a shot trying to grab that halt to the upside, but no fill. Doesn't mean that there isn't an opportunity on a potential breakout trade though. It could still open up underneath the high and then potentially give you like a clean breakout trade because it's indicating $21, which would be a flat open. NVIDIA blew through 170. I'm not averaging in. I'm not holding through. That was the one level we liked. It was the same level from Friday. And unlike Palantir, NVIDIA still going. Palantir, on the other hand, held cleanly at that 58. It's trying to get back because the market is absolutely flying here. Yeah. I don't know how much. If we double top it up here, I'd need to see a little bit. I need to see some kind of a trend break to want to go into the short side on Palantir again. I have the way this market is going. And bye-bye, Google. That is now another fresh all-time high there for Alphabet. Yeah, the market's doing pretty well, but I'm seeing it start to curl. And if I see it start to curl like this, it's NVIDIA and Palantir, mostly Palantir, that I want to try to grab the short on in that 154 spot again. If we open up on OCTO, if we get a clean breakout, we'll go for it, but there haven't been any fills in that stock yet.
Oh boy. What did I miss? Not much here today as, whoa, it's now $5 going. We just got 115s there on Robinhood. So yeah, that's working out half decently for me there today. So let's just wait. Okay, here it comes right back again. So $4 and change. And it's like, this is just what we talk about. Yeah, RIP Ken Dryden passed away. Yeah, Montreal Canadian, great. Yeah, on Saturday, I think, anyways, and former Maple Leaf GM as well. But there it is, right there. Robinhood 112 long, and then also the Alibaba long as well. So we got both of these, man. And right now, Robinhood. These are the two big trades, the only trades for me today. We've only have two trades. We'll go 2 for 2 bangers here. So we can't do too much else. But there it goes. That's a nice one. And then we'll wait to see. Alibaba's not really doing anything, although we've had these nice little highs here. OCTO halted. We talked about that. Its tap is $22 right now. So yeah, about that one as it continues to go higher. But I'm going to get something out now on Alibaba. There it is. We get some 46s or 45s right there just to get something out. It's not running. We do want to make sure that it does give us a chance to run. But there it is right now. Now we've got 2 times our goal here on Robinhood, which is pretty good. Wish we still had a little bit more of these shares. We never ever seem to max out our wins, but that's okay. A win is a win, right? When you got them, you got them. So there it is, man. We'll go deuces today, 2 for 2, and wait to see what our next opportunity is. It's only 9:48, man, and it's already chill zone. So let's go back over to Neil and figure out what he's talking about.
We got to talk about Beta Pro by Globex because, hey, they're bringing back its annual biggest winner simulated ETF trading competition. Now with over $40,000 in cash prizes, including $20,000 grand prize, and it's all risk-free. It's free to enter and open to all Canadians. Trade with $100,000 in fantasy cash on the Webull platform. Whether you're an experienced trader or just getting started, it's a chance to test strategy, build skills, and climb the leaderboard. So you think you have what it takes to be the next biggest winner? Sign up today, scan the QR code in front of you. Shout out to Beta Pro by Globex. Thank you to them. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, well, OCTO, that's much different from before. It's going to open up at $25, it looks like, in just a couple of seconds. So 28? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This would have been, okay, now $24.60. So it was just at 28, the indicated open price, now $24.60. So it's going to open up well above that breakout. Doesn't look like that's going to give us too much of a fill or any kind of a yield. I'm not chasing it up there. I wanted to get the breakout trade if it was going to be available. Palantir still seeming like it doesn't want to break the 158, so the short valid up there until it does break out. Market is strong, so we'll let it get back into our price before we take this one to the short side. And as I said, we should be open on OCTO. Oh, looks like it must be a 10-minute halt. Okay, so OCTO must be a 10-minute halt. It would have opened about 1 minute ago. So don't have to worry too much about that anymore. We can calm down with it a little bit.
I do feel some kind of ways because I feel
well,
like I had that one.
That last halt, that was the one. To have gotten the 2086, because it looks like it might open at like $24. Yeah. That could have been like $4 just on the open trade. But anyway, that is what it is. All you can do is sit on the bid and try to catch it. You know, like if you get a fill, you get a fill. You got to pick the right gateway too. You got to guess which gateway is going to fill. You can't hit them all.
No, you can't. Or you could have $5 winner this way as well. Yeah, you could hit them all as well because there's Robinhood. And again, you know, like follow Neil and myself here. We post these up every day and we try to take the trades. Well, first of all, there goes Alibaba. So Alibaba slips up. So we take the trade. We talked about, you know, I was just talking about taking the trades you want. And there goes 140 right there. So we lost 139.50. I said if we lost 140, we would give it another shot. So we did average in there. So we got one out there. Well, we got a bunch of outs at the top side, which was fine. But at the end of the day, we'll go red there on Alibaba as it just touches that ball. Actually, it was the 200 period moving average. Maybe we should not have stopped out there. But it is now underneath. So I was actually thinking about now a short here in Alibaba, but I don't even, right now, Robinhood is my whole day. So hopefully that will continue. I'm going to go, well, I don't know if it's going to continue or not from these levels, but here it goes higher and higher and higher. Right now, a smooth 490 in the money. As Neil was talking about OCTO, we posted up OCTO trade. Unfortunately, did not have it, but there goes Robinhood right now through the top, man. What a monster trade for me there on Robinhood, and I hope for you guys as well. All right, so here comes Alibaba, and I'm going to go short now that we broke underneath 140, but it looks like we could have the double whammy here again, where we go short and then maybe it doesn't wind up holding that short, but that's 140.15 or so right there to the top side. So let's not get too carried away. 140.30 or so as a break. I want to give it a little bit of room all the time, but not a whole heck of a lot. So trades that win can turn into losers real quick as well. So let's go. So right now we're short 139.75. We'll average it in right around here. 140 up to 140.15 is where the moving averages are. That's the VWAP. That's the 50 period. So right now we're 5 cents in the money. Whoop-de-doo. I'm going to get out one more piece here of Robinhood just because it's at 13s and trying to fade off. So there it goes, man. Now let's just wait to see what happens with Alibaba. We flipped it up a little bit. We'll take a short again near that 140 and see if that wants to go. So that's my my looks right now. 2 trades today, 2 names, but the Robinhood has worked and Alibaba has yet to work. So we'll wait to see if that happens and then get you guys going here.
I still see all the same names in the chat. And make sure, you guys, you're hitting the $ when you give us your symbols, please. Appreciate it. Not to call anyone out, but like Ron, if you put $ NEO, then NEO would actually potentially show up on the board. ICPU, BMNR, Tesla. It's still the same ones of interest. I mean, OCTO is leading the way by like a country mile. Opendoor, Robinhood, UNH, Tesla, QuantumScape, NVDA, which I'm actually looking at right now. And then WRAP, that's that therapeutics company that was up, I think 40% or so off a good trial result for sure. Grunfeld, why is AMD so weak? Well, AMD was the weakest chip name on Friday by an absolute long shot. It took the brunt of that positive Broadcom story, and it looks like it's just a little bit of continuation off of that. But my eyes are on NVIDIA.
Oh, AMD's at the level I want short.
Yeah, right at that and NVIDIA's at just above that 170. Even if it breaks trend, it would be breaking that same 170 I liked before. So I'm going to be on that one to see if we can't grab it. Just for anyone looking at Opendoor, I know it still makes the list. Don't need that. It seems to be holding very cleanly. A little uptrend into the volume weighted average price here. I keep looking over to see OCTO now indicating $27. It should be a 10-minute halt, so it should open any second now and be about $6 from where it held at that halt to the upside. All right, well maybe it's not going to be 10 minutes because it should have actually already opened. I guess they don't have enough liquidity to open this one back up, which is wild. I don't think can't remember anything being like the #1 runner and then not actually opening up after 10 minutes. It's done 100 million shares. How can they be complaining about liquidity at this point? But it looks like it is going to be longer than 10 minutes here for OCTO. So my eyes are going to be squarely on two things, still NVIDIA and still Palantir. Market goes higher. Palantir hasn't broken the top yet at that 158. Looks like it might be headed right back in. 3% up, but Palantir has reverted pretty much every single move at the open in the last 2 weeks or so. Like whatever it does first is not where it ends up.
I hope everyone's having a great start to your week here, as we've had NFL this week. We got lots of talk going on. My wife's mentioning, shout out to everybody in Vermont. My wife's like, oh my God, now she's doing all this work. And she said, Vermont is beautiful. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure Vermont is beautiful. So shout out to everybody there in Vermont. I'll be coming through over this. It's a long time now. I think it's the summer. I think it's June right there. But there goes Robinhood right here. Now $5 right now. And yeah, okay, well, we just got taken out a little bit there at 1550, and we're going higher and higher right now on Hood. So there it goes. Just talked about some stories that we had there today as we worry about, you know, what's eventually going to happen with these tariffs, I wonder, right there. So we'll figure out if the Supreme Court gets involved there. AppLovin, I actually don't hear anything in my ear. There must be no news. That's the thing I was saying to Brennan and to you as well. It's like Adara on the Midday show is in every 5 seconds, but right now we don't get too much news happening here. I think we have numbers coming on 10 o'clock.
No,
we
there's
don't have
nothing
anything.
big.
So there's really not. I was just double checking it right here on Benzinga. Yeah, we don't have too much scrolling through right now for us here today. So I want to check out AppLovin, up 12%. So right now Robinhood being up that $5. Let me take out one more. I mean, I'm just, you know, we're planting red roses here, but, you know, at the end of the day, we could always, you know, let it ride, and that's what we did. So we did that for a decent amount here, and now I'm pretty happy with where we've been at. We do have 10 cents in the money here on Alibaba. It seems to, let me get out of 5% at 64. There it is. There's a big level there at 63s. So I'm bidding 50s. So if we can run that, there it is. What just happened? Nothing. Okay. If we can run that level there, I thought we just broke it, but we didn't. Then I think we do get some nice little downside plays there. So now the ARC is up to 67. So let's run that, and then we'll get into the 50s and then get that fill. So we went long on our Alibaba early, and then we flipped it over. But okay, get through. We just need to break that, and I'm going to get that 50 fill. So hopefully that will come in. We're still waiting for OCTO to open up. And there's a little bit of a pullback, which is fine by me in Robinhood. There it is. So there's the break. So now we should be clear sailing to the downside. Doesn't look like that's happening right now, though. So, okay.
I just heard something.
Yeah, Donald Trump unable to overturn someone's $83 million trial verdict. I think it was, I don't know, Gene something? I don't know. Daryl will have that, but
Gene's territory. Just kidding.
Some sort of a decision just got made against Donald Trump there, but doesn't seem to be affecting the market. It wasn't the tariff.
No, it's not. It wasn't tariffs.
We had talked about, no, it wasn't. It was nothing like that. We had talked about AMD finding a level, and we wrote it down on the note about 150 being that key level. I said to Neil there that you know, I was hoping that would have been a trade maybe on Friday because it came right in and bounced off there. Well, right now it's just like it's using it as a springboard to try to figure out which way it wants to go. Right now it's bouncing off of it higher. Let's see if it wants to hold a bit lower. For me, I'm still waiting for Alibaba to get a little bit of a fill. I tried to take that 64. Well, we got 64s, but no lower than that for right now. So that looks like a temporary bottom here. If the market falls through, which it's trying to do, I think Alibaba gives it up here. So let's get one more piece out on Robinhood again, just because, man, it's like, I want to make sure we capture a little bit of profits there, but maybe it was Google, people talking about that. Oh, you're in Google.
Google just bounced off. Well, Google's at the volume weighted average price-ish. I mean, not exactly at VWAP, but it's pretty much pulling back into VWAP. We like this for just continuation. Look, it's a huge deal that they didn't have to divest and have to sell off Chrome, obviously. And it's just been an absolute money train since. It just keeps on going up. So I only want to look for the long until it puts in a red day. So bouncing off the volume weighted average price, it doesn't really give you much else other than VWAP and then the 235, which is the prior close. Octo's still not open, so I don't know what to tell you guys. If it's okay, it just opened now.
That's hilarious. You just said it.
That's okay. What are the odds of that? It was much longer than a 10-minute halt, and bye-bye.
Holy jeez, this is
now $27. If you could have had that open, that last halt, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It went up to $28 if you got that last halt at 2088, but I'm not chasing any moves above. Like, you want to have, oh my goodness, that stock is nuts. 100 million shares in volume, and it's like flashing $2 at a time up and down. This could break 30 and go ham still.
Go ahead. Yeah, good one, yeah.
No, I mean, it's already... Yeah, but it's only up 1.8.
Like Thanksgiving dinner ham over here.
It's only 1,800%. I mean, that's nothing. 1,800%. You got to do better than that. This is like meme craze. Just remember, the back end of the trade could be... anything it's done to the upside, it can do very quickly to the downside as well. We're going to go to Adara for happening now, and this stock could be up, $10 or down $10 by the time we get back.
We did have it.
It's a very exciting moment or morning, to be sure. Later this week, we're going to get tons of economic data, PPI on Wednesday, CPI on Thursday. Of course, this is of note. As we know, market participants basically 100% pricing in some kind of rate cut in that September Fed meeting, which is actually less than 2 weeks away now. Here is the Nasdaq 100 on the 15-minute chart, making a little bit of a lower high so far compared to yesterday's high, but definitely looking stronger than that sell-off we had on Friday. Here's APPL on watch, hanging out near that $550 level. AppLovin and Robinhood, both are really strong. We've waited for quite a long time for these names to be added to the S&P 500, and they will be added to the index as of the start of the trading day on September 22nd, Monday, September 22nd. So 2 weeks from today. Then we have TSLA on watch. Tesla having some rough China sales data. Their numbers are actually up month over month, though it was their sixth decline on a monthly basis in terms of their year-over-year numbers. A bit of a confusing metric there. They also have gotten a lot of analyst attention since announcing that $1 trillion pay package, which is viewed as potentially a good look for Tesla, the company, and its shareholders because it does incentivize Elon Musk to push harder for TSLA. Last but not least, Chinese ADRs in focus. Alibaba announcing their QUEN, their next QUEN AI model. And then we have Baidu, BIDU on watch, announcing a proposal here for offering these Chinese yuan-denominated senior unsecured notes. Before we send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at OGEN. Each year, 3.8 million concussions are reported in the U.S., but there's still no FDA-approved treatment. NYSE-listed Oragenics, OGEN, is changing that with its first-in-class intranasal drug designed for rapid brain access. With the concussion treatment market projected to reach $8.9 billion by 2027, Oragenics is uniquely positioned to lead the way. Learn more. Schedule a meeting today. Back to you.
Oh, is it? Yeah, we just looked up. Neil just looked up OCTO shares, $50.
Sometimes
for 100.
For 100 shares.
So that's not bad.
It's not terrible.
50 cents. That's like the spread.
But it was 22 in the pre-market. So sometimes what'll happen, and what I'm talking about is OCTO. I keep wanting to say OCLO. OCTO, the price for locates, it was $22 for us for 100 shares. Now it's like $50 for 100 shares. Oftentimes, when that peaks, sometimes it can indicate a bit of a temporary top. I'm not paying for locates, but I'm going to keep checking just on the off chance that gives you some kind of an edge. That's what might be going on. Like, I just saw it tick under $30. It got to $29.80 on the offer, and the next print, the offer was at $31 with a single buy order. Like, this stock is, again, like that's, and it's at 31 as we speak. So that one's going absolutely ham. You got to have an out to have an in my opinion. I don't necessarily have anything out there. But
Thank you, Randy.
Oh, thanks, Randy. Appreciate that. Got to reload on coffee. I don't have my side table anymore, which is usually where I put the empties.
Back, Jack.
You know what?
Right here. What's up,
For
John?
now, it's going on the ground because I don't want to knock it over.
No,
All right, so VWAP is at least holding on Alphabet
Come on,
for now, and Palantir. You say Apple?
No, Alibaba.
Oh.
It's finally going down here.
And there goes Palantir might have broken trend while I was on OCTO. It did, not might have. It broke trend. The close below would have been a chase anyways by about 40 pennies, so I need this to pop up at least 30 cents before I'm not chasing this here. They could get into the volume weighted average price. This could be that mean revert that we're looking for. And let me go over to NVIDIA because that was the other. Yeah, NVIDIA's already at the volume weighted average price. So if I'm looking for a bounce play on Google, don't necessarily need one in NVIDIA as well. Opendoor, which is still near the top of that list. And you guys, if you put in the dollar sign in front of the symbols, I still see a few people that aren't doing that. If you're in the chat, put dollar sign and then the symbol you're interested in. It's still OCTO, Opendoor, Robinhood, Tesla, and UNH are the top of the list. Opendoor about to get that VWAP again here. I'm going to take it this time. It just broke the downtrend one more time here on Opendoor. So I'm going to get long going back into 7, see if that can't run the highs as well. 33.
Boy, yeah, let's just sit here and watch this, man. Let's just have this.
This is the
up.
most
there's
ridiculous
to really do except for watch.
This is like when GameStop and
I just feel stupid. Yes.
What was the other one? No, I'm thinking DWAC. That's what I'm
DWAC. Okay, yeah. This is. We should have known about this. I mean, I put it on the board here. It was on the list. We should have traded it a little bit more aggressively. I mean, it. We already saw this with BMNR. We talked about it over and over again. It's just happening again. So it's definitely a missed opportunity here from a trading standpoint, in my opinion. But you know, like we were saying, man, ifs and buts. Like we don't have the trade. We should have had it right there, right off the open, and we didn't take it. You know, you can always lower your shares and take it. And, you know, even if you just take a small amount of shares.
Well, it depends on the street. If you're trying to get the halt, I don't know if you could have. You need to
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We should have took it off the open.
Should have not taken the halt.
Not worried about it.
Yeah, that's the problem.
It's going to halt again right now. It's trying to fake halt right there, up $37. But, yeah, it's still going, gone right now.
Imagine this had
OCTO. I mean, we could check out what's going on. I mean, congratulations. I can't believe you missed it. Like, I never heard of WorldCoin. I have to do some more research about what exactly
you never heard of WorldCoin?
is going on. No, I heard of WorldCom. Made a lot of money on that. But okay, here it is, halting again.
37.
23. It's not. It's going to fake halt again. There it is. So what we mean by fake halt there, and then it goes back up, is like the minute it's hitting a band, you can hit the bid, but you can't hit the ask. So depending on which way it's going to halt, right? So here it goes. So now it's hitting the band again. So everyone's lining up on the bid, right? And so until this comes out, you can't go long there. So you can only hit this level. So you got to sit on here and hopefully get filled. And I think you probably could have that time. I didn't try it, but I feel like there was a lot of...
I don't know if you want it up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you actually... And this is what I'm trying to say. Like, we already saw this name up 1.1 thousand %, 1,100%. Remember, Neil's like, I don't like it. It says 1.05K. Now it's 255K. So you're up another 1,000% there today.
Yeah, we can't even display it properly.
Since we've looked at this. So, wow, man, what a day to be long here in the crypto space if you're trading these sort of...
You know what I like?
Unknowns here. I want treasury plays.
I'm thinking fade, SBET, or BMNR.
That's why I looked at BMNR.
If this thing shows any weakness, which it's not right now, if it shows any weakness, I'm going to go SBET maybe. We have to pay for locates here. And so if I see OCTO start to look like it wants to drop, SBET's already on the other side of it and looking pretty weak. So that might be a good like sympathy play to be able to fade there. Because I don't want to, like you step in front of OCTO, like you get run over so quickly and liquidity is absurd. But if I see it flash to the downside because I have it up, I'm just going to quickly go over to SBET and see if I can't short that, wherever it might be. Like it could be VWAP, it could be the high of the day, like whatever. Who cares? The tap is currently flat on OCTO as that stock continues to be ridiculous. Our loop has also halted multiple times. First time to the downside, but our up 68% on its own. This was a runner on Friday, I believe was the first day. Yeah, Friday was the big day for this runner. It broke out that Friday high already. And is that a halt band at 6? I think it's at the halt band right now. So this one's halting at the high of the day. There's no news story that I'm aware of for our. I asked Adara, she says nothing. It moved last week without news as well. So no news here for our, but it just halted at $6.12. Shane D is up over 12K. Thank you for the super chat on OCTO. That is your big runner of the day. Shout out to you and congratulations, Shane D. Probably a 5-minute halt, so it should be open in about 3 minutes if you happen to still be in it. If you've never traded with these halts, they're either 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And if it's not those, then usually it's every 5 minutes after that you want to look for it to reopen. All volatility halts so far when it comes to OCTO. Same thing here with hour at the high of the day.
Yeah, big respect to Shane D there. Similarly, a big fish hunter like myself. So thank you, Shane D, for sharing that, because it's really important that people know that there is, traders out here that are hitting these. I mean, some people will be losing on them today as well, but there's Shane D, man. Great job, man, on that, and just be careful with it. I do have a new position alert. All right, so we have AMD. So we talked about trying to grab this AMD short, blah, blah, blah. And 150. So we wrote it down right here that we would look to see what 150 was doing, right? I mean, here on the sticky note today, the biggest trade by far is Robinhood, and we have the long, and it's just been going up. I mean, like we said, you can make your money many different ways. We did it on Robinhood today. We had lost on Alibaba long 140. Now we're short 140. That's 55 cents in the money. And then we're short right now AMD. So we take the short AMD, we take the long Robinhood, we take the long, and then flip it on Alibaba. So we're going to go, looks like we're going to go 3 for 3. There goes AMD right now. So there's another one for us right there. And there it is right there. So we'll see. OCTO still halted, as we said. Robinhood's pulling back just a little bit. I'm going to get something out here in the 90s, and there it is. We get 94s out there for Robinhood, but AMD is starting to go. So we just got 60, so we're short at 150. We just, or what am I short at? Yeah, just above 150. 149.70s is actually what we got. So we'll wait to see if that wants to print again for us. We're almost at the highest spot we've been at. We're not quite, because Alibaba, we were at a little bit higher net when it was ripping up there, and then it's completely stopped. And now we're just we went short, and we're just noticing that it's not getting through right now, this 50 area. So we're going to have to be careful with this. If it breaks back above 140, like 25 or so, let's get that out. So that's where our stop is right now. We're watching AMD 25 cents, Alibaba 10 cents, Robinhood $3. So far so good on all of those plays as well. You guys want to look at Tesla? Okay. What's up, Ozan? Hope you're doing well. You tried a 350 break on Tesla? Trade idea, 350 clean break on Tesla. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's there, so I don't mind that, Ozan, if you like that trade. I picked on AMD because it's been weaker for a current short right now in the market, and then Alibaba lost its 140. So, yeah, I think you might be right there on Tesla. If it loses 350, not bad. There's the closing prices on Friday. So we talked about, like, those have been pretty key levels.
48.
So, yeah, 48, that's what it's going down to. 48 is the level there. Oh, $48 on OCTO.
Yeah, I meant OCTO.
Yeah, no, the Tesla level is 48 as well, but wow. There it goes, man. Unbelievable call there for Shane D. I mean, you were up 12 grand at one point. What are you up right now? That reminds me of another play there, Oscar, where we're doing quite well. We're not doing well on Lulu. Oscar is now $20, ladies and gentlemen. So boy, oh boy, do we like that one. We're long 13 and change, but we are long Lulu as well. And that's another one, another loser right there. Lululemon 163, but wow, Oscar, and wow, OCTO right there as well. $44, $45. Man, Dan Ives, you could be wrong about other plays, but it looks like you're right about this one, 46, 47 right there. Man, I wish we had the power of influence the way these guys do.
Well, it must be nice. It's that simple. Like, and at the end of the day, but if people like it, people like it.
Join the party, but we did.
That just hit 50, 51. I can tell you at the moment that it made that fresh high, I said if I get a shot at SBET, I'd rather just go to that. SBET wicked VWAP. It tried to break out with it on that reopen, and the second OCTO opened up, SBET flashed back underneath the volume weighted average price. So I'm short this one under VWAP. I'll give it to that wick high. But I just saw OCTO go to 55. No, 54. Like, this is now
55.
Yeah, now 55. I mean, if you say a number, it's there in 2 seconds. This stock is insane. 64, 74, 84, 100, who knows? This is now full-blown, like, this is like GameStop kind of story. This is
more than that.
No, it's
like, no, the 4,000%.
4,000%. No, there's really, I'm trying to put what's HKD, I suppose, is
kind of like the Green Bay Packers with Micah Parsons. It's kind of like,
oh my God, he's a freak.
No, he got.
Oh my God, he's
his
a
sack
freak.
he got with the last 5 minutes. It wasn't the greatest, but whatever.
That dude is ridiculous.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
That dude is absolutely ridiculous.
Okay, so yes, everybody, welcome to
$49.
the show. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, but I don't know, man. Someone just said in the chat, "What's up, Hambone?" What's up, Hambone? I like that name, Hambone. What's up, guy? Right there. I think you're right, man. Who the hell is buying this thing at $55?
Well, there's always somebody.
Somebody is, and
well, there's also shorts that
let
are
it not be
covering.
you. But the thing about it is, first of all, we're covering some more Alibaba, but the name that we're all talking about here is OCTO, right? And the thing is, you might have just nailed that, Hambone. Right there at 55, that looks like that was the temporary top. You know, the last time we pulled back, and I want to thank everybody for being in the chat. Get in the chat immediately and let us know what you're thinking about. But there it is right there, all the way pulling back quite nicely now. Looks like you're going to halt downside. Now, I didn't pay for shorts. Neil mentioned it was only 50 cents. That seems very small now. But there goes the short side of this trade. I'm pretty sure you can get short right now. It looks like there's a law printing C's and D's going through. C is NYSE, I believe, and then D is the dark pool. But the problem with dark pools, at least in our system, is most of them you need to use a couple hundred shares at least as a default. So unless you want to sort of ride with the devil there, that might be a tough trade to put on for traders. But there it goes, man. OCTO now halted down. It was just 4,000%, Neil. So if you held this, you just lost 1,500% right there back to the downside. So the wildness continues here with OCTO today, everybody. But AMD's not doing too much. Remember, I'm going to get stopped out on AMD. I put my stop order in. If it goes up through 150.50, which is where VWAP is. So that's going to be my next sort of area to go short is 150.25, and then we'll just let it go. And if it takes us out, it takes us out at 150.50 there. So far, so good. We did real good emptying the clip. I actually made a keystroke error there. I thought I was trading Baba short, and instead we bought a little bit more Robinhood there, which is fine. But at the end of the day, it's now coming back in. So we're going to watch out for Robinhood breaking 114. So I'm going to put my stop order there. My stop order is all the way down at 111. So now we can go. That is, I don't want to use the 50 period. So where's my ticker? There it is right there. Yeah. So let's just go clean. 113.89. If it breaks that, we'll max out of our whole position. We only have 3% left of this trade, so it's nothing. But we have a pretty good position still in AMD and Alibaba as we wait for OCTO. So it closed at 39, and I have bad news for everybody.
37.
Yeah, it's 37 right now is where it's indicating. Now it's 38, so it's getting a little bit better there. So 38 right now is an indicated open. So we've got three positions. I've got 3 positions on, and they're all working. I really like that Google long. I think that could be a good one for sure. So yeah, we're ready for everything here as far as
Shane D gave us an update here.
He did, good.
He's out of OCTO for a total profit of 16.5. No one ever went broke taking profit, so congratulations on that. Now 38 is the indicated open for them. I want to give a big shout out to BTCC because in 14 years, they got 0 hacks, 0 excuses. BTCC.com delivers when others don't. Trade Bitcoin up to 500x, even Tesla, gold, and Forex. With smart copy trading, you can also not just watch the pros, but trade like them. Regulated in the USA, Canada, and Europe, trusted by 6.8 million traders, and there's a Trader TV Live exclusive.
I like that.
Scan the QR code or click the link in the description box for 15% deposit bonus.
Ooh.
BTCC.com, where the pros trade, and now so can you. So scan that QR code you see right in front of you. Appreciate them. Diamond Hotline. Hi Neil. How could you get short on OCTO when I'm trying since pre-market and I cannot get a share even? Well, you have to have locates to be able to do that. I would assume this is not an easy to borrow stock anywhere. It certainly isn't for us. Here at Real Trading, we have to pay for locates. Meaning we go into our back system and then put like a request in, then we get quoted a price, and then you can accept or decline that price, and then you have that amount of shares that you paid for that you can now go short. So you have to get borrows first. Almost never would a stock like OCTO be easy to borrow. Almost 100% of the time you're gonna have to pay, or a lot of brokers probably just flat out don't have it. So OCTO, $38 is the indicated open, which, considering it was just at $57, I guess that's not too bad. Like really, it's almost like a flat open, really only $1 down. So 260%, but just remember how far this came back in. I went over to SBET, which we had almost free locates on, and I'm shorted to this wick. We break that wick, and I am out of SBET. Plan being, once I saw any sign of a top, on OCTO. What's the name of this thing again? What are we called? APPL Holdings. So APPL, OCTO. Said once I saw any kind of a top, I want to take a shot at SBET to the south side. So we jumped into the short there. The overall market, everybody, just if you're tuning in and like, hey, you guys are only talking about the small cap stock, and the Nasdaq is trying to bounce off of VWAP, but that's simultaneous to the stock I'm in trying to hold the volume weighted average price, and that's Google. I want Google to hold. SBET just goes through. I don't want to hold it through halts, because if it goes to the upside, really, the only reason I'm short this is because of the down halt. So if it's going to go up and I have to hold it through the halt, I can get back in if OCTO decides it wants to crunch. But with this market starting to pull in, the long here on Alphabet at VWAP, we got one little scalp trade, but now we're long again at the volume weighted average price. As long as it's above the prior close, I want to play dip buys, but it's VWAP or mean reversion for our good friend Google. And how many time we have about?
I love Google.
Now.
Google's a great friend.
We just opened now on OCTO. That didn't take very long. Instantly, the buyers, the buyers came in pretty much instantly on OCTO, 38 to 41. If this,
hooty hoo.
If I see it break that low, I'm going right back over to SBET.
All right, guys, let's do this. It's not Weed Batman, but make sure you do hit. It's not a dollar club either. What am I doing? But it is another one right there. And it is kind of a hot dog winner for Alibaba, because here comes Alibaba, and we now will be positive. We'll watch this name. We just got some 20s there on Alibaba. We got some 16s just now as well, as there it goes. And we flipped it up, man. We told you we were flipping the script on Alibaba and going short. We also told you we're flipping the script. Well, we're taking the short on AMD. We got to wait for that one. But it's really Alibaba that right now is flying downside. Heading to the downside. We'll have to wait. But the name that's flying is, and as Neil mentioned, we're just going to cover the names that you guys want us to, man. And it looks like all the talk right now is about OCTO. And there it goes, upside move for sure on OCTO. And if you just look into here, we're going to go to Adair in a minute, but like all you type into any sort of news feed or anything, here's APPL Holdings. So you're going to figure out right now what's going on right now. Bitcoin, OCTO, circuit breakers all morning. There's BMNR here. The company has announced a $250 million private placement. $250 million, okay? Private placement. That's like a line item on some of these stocks, with additional 20 million strategic investment from Bitmine. So like, what a surprise. This is all starting to go here right now as they're all in together. So I don't know, man, sit in this ocean or this lake or this pond, or I don't know how big it's going to be, but the water seems to be pretty warm on a lot of these treasuries. And I know you took SBET and very wisely got out, because this today, all the focus right here is on OCTO, right? And even on Opendoor. But right now we're getting into, Neil, there it is again, man. What exactly are we on right these days? There goes Alibaba to the downside. Let's take something out, punch a little bit out there at 94, because now this is 80 cents in the money and really cracking lower and lower and lower. We're at the highs we've been at all day. If you're green, put those hands up there in the chat. We want to see you. Congratulations on the day. It's 10:20. Let's go back over to Adara at the desk.
Here's the IWM. This one closed not at day's highs, but with these higher lows patterns happening, we get this nice continuation here to the upside pre-market, but unfortunately dropping a little bit lower here at the open is the Russell 2000. This is going to be on watch today, as we do have a lot of economic data throughout the week. Chiefly the PPI data on Wednesday at 8:30 a.m., then CPI on Thursday at 8:30 a.m. XAIR on watch, Beyond Air. All of these names are going to have floats of less than 5 million shares, so tons of low float movers on the move today. XAIR here, Beyond Air, announcing that Neuronos, one of its subsidiaries, has received an FDA orphan drug designation for its glioblastoma treatment. So good look here for XAIR, with about 4.7 million share float, roughly 9% short float. HOUR, Hour Loop. Neil mentioned this one earlier. No news on this one. It ran last week. Also didn't have any news then either. We've got about a 4 million share float on this one as well, if I remember correctly. And then OCTO, APPL Holdings. I know we've talked about this one a lot, but in case you missed the catalyst, here it is. This company adding Dan Ives, noted tech analyst and Wedbush analyst specifically. He's being added as the chairman of their board, and the company is announcing a $250 million private placement do adapt a WorldCoin strategy. Apparently, this will be the first WorldCoin treasury strategy in the world. Yet another treasury strategy name, but OCTO, a little bit unique given the extent to which it's rallied here, guys. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. We do have Trump set to deliver remarks at 10 a.m. I have the stream open, just music right now. No appearances from anybody yet. Back to you.
Music, thanks, Adara. Yeah, that WorldCoin and OCTO. I mean, everyone's talking about that, of course. I'm going to take an opportunity here as the market's bumping a little bit. We just got stopped out of AMD, so that's going to be where's the fail on that one. We'll finally go, take a trade that we weren't really able to get out of, but I'm going to use this bump up in the market to get out more there of Robinhood. Robinhood just held at 114. I mean, that was the level we were going to get stopped out at. It looks like it would have been a good little area to do some of this in, but we did not. So there it goes. Alibaba continues to go lower here, so I feel like this is a good one. Let me put another bid here at 83, and then we'll put something at 70, and then we'll wait for it to get lower, as we still have a decent size here on Alibaba, so we can continue to watch that one. But other than that, man, it's all good to go. I was thinking about just getting out of this this Robinhood trade, but we still have our 14 marker there. So if that happens, that happens. Too bad about AMD. I like the short, but as the market goes, as the market's not really going, AMD is going quite well there off that 150. So we tried to reverse the short. We talked about liking it. NVIDIA now to 170. No. So it's, no, wow.
Well, it wasn't.
I'm just surprised because, if you looked at AMD, and this is why, Neil and I, we want to, sort of sometimes look at one, look at the other. AMD just popped up $1 straight, and NVIDIA, we just looked at it, is flat and not doing anything. So
it's not bad, though.
You may want to go short on NVIDIA then instead of AMD, Sean, if you're going to choose something. But up 1.5% and still underneath VWAP. Could be a trade. Could be a trade here short. I prefer the short on this instead of the long, but I'm going to leave it alone because their only losing trade today is that AMD trade. So we're going to have to wait to see because we only got one out there, and then there's the L. So small there. And just to talk about that, because I'm lost about 15% of AMD, what we made on Robinhood. So that's making some sense there, and dollars. As there it goes. We actually put in our note here, and I don't know. Sometimes we get lucky, right? But if it happens every day, is it luck? But there it is right here, Robinhood, 116.50. Potential move to. So it's at 115.90 right now. So good move there for Robinhood. I wish I would have just stuck with my own price target, but there it goes. Nice move upside there. $1 in the money on Alibaba as well. But yeah, I think it's all about that OCTO.
It is. This stock is. It's absurd. It actually looked like it was going to go into a second down halt very briefly after breaking, let's call it the post-halt low. At 30, it was like 39.25. So it broke that and looked like it was going into a down halt, hit about 36, and then came back in. And the same time it happened, I went over to my strategy. I'm going to take every single chance and risk about 5 to 10 cents each time on SBET, at least until SBET breaks out. If SBET's underneath $16, then I want to take these shots. It's similar like GameStop, AMC, or things along those lines. This has yet to break out its high a second time. So as long as OCTO isn't making fresh highs, every heavy down play, I'm going over to SBET to take my shot on the south side instead of paying for shorts on OCTO. This treasury plays in a bit of a downturn anyway. So I feel like if this whole thing unwinds, decent bet, pun intended, that this one can get back down into its lows. But I have to watch OCTO as I'm doing it because every single entry is essentially based on OCTO smoking through a bid. And when it looks like it's a chance to halt down, I'm going to jump into SBET every single time.
All right, guys. Here we go. Trade the Pool is built for a trader who wants to grow without putting everything on the line. Just small skin in the game, and you are trading with real capital. Here's how it works. You pay a one-time evaluation fee starting at just, hold on a second, I gotta get out of this trade. Starting at just $47, that is your total risk. From there, you trade real shares, no CFDs, using the company capital. Find out more about this. Head to tradethepool.com and or scan that QR code on your screen right now to find out more about Trade the Pool and what they offer and how you can, get your trading right with Trade the Pool. So
Okay, I know it's all about Octo, but honestly, man, it's for me, it's all about Robinhood. The number one name here that we had talked about today, Robinhood and Alibaba. For myself, I've only traded these two names and AMD. AMD's on one right now to the upside, so I'm glad that we were able to stop out there and say, whoosh, thank you for that. But right now, it is a nice move higher there for Advanced Micro Devices as it just keeps on going. Palantir, maybe it has similar fate as well. Let's start. Wow, okay, 157. Boy, we likey that one for sure on Palantir as that continues to make those moves upside. Today's big stories, though, that we sort of mentioned here, we're excited for Apple, which is tomorrow, so we'll wait to see what's going on there. I think you're going to see a 350 or so marker for Apple at some time tomorrow. We'll just see what those announcements are. Obviously, I have no idea, so if there is anything AI related, man, I really like this stock, and yeah, I'm talking up my own book, but I've been on this name for many, many years. We love Apple, like 20 years, we love Apple. We recently bought it on this dip as well, so that was turned out to be a good buy. Let's just see if it wants to continue its momentum higher there into tomorrow's event, right? I mean, we'll see if they have that thinner phone is what we're talking about a little bit there.
Typically been sell the news, though.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I think Adara had that icon. It's up, I think, a little after the announcement, like even the same day, I think. But yeah, you're right. I think as it happens, it generally goes down, and you could be 100%.
During the event, anyway.
During the event, yeah, I think
I mean, sort of like as they're doing the reveal.
Yeah.
Usually, the high of the day comes some point during the event.
I think it's a very dangerous short tomorrow. I would not be shorting Apple tomorrow because I think the only news is going to be like bad news is one thing. I think a lot of traders are waiting for that good news. So maybe it comes and then it rips, or it doesn't and it tanks. But yeah, hey, there's my analysis. We'll judge it tomorrow. But Roblox today, B of A upgrade. So there it is, man. They raised their price target to Roblox. They're from Optimism from their developer conference, so that's always pretty good. Going through right here, good move there, strong bookings, nice upside play there for Roblox. So up 1.5%. They did have some issues there with some of the underage stuff and blah blah blah. It's not the most comfortable thing to talk about, but there it goes, trying to bounce off the 200 period right there, Roblox. So a name that many of you, I guess, are in. We've been talking about it for a while. I still own some Roblox shares, so I'm pretty happy, obviously, with that purchase. And then JP Morgan, we got out some on last week. We talked about getting out at 299.50, which was pretty good. It does hit our goal of 303, but that was on Friday, and then it fell back in there. So JP Morgan and many of those plays bouncing around a little bit. Alibaba coming back in, not doing too much on that side. And then just our weekly check on OCTO. Daily check. I've never even heard this name before.
Every second,
every minute here. Just bouncing now. So, wow, it's finally stabilized. Only up 3,000%. But, holding right now this period moving average.
Well, BM&R is now even going.
Yeah. Why did I just get long on JP Morgan? I did not mean to. Okay, I'm going to have to get out of that one.
JP Morgan.
But for some reason I just got long there. So we do not want that. So we'll punch out of JP Morgan.
Well, you mentioned Palantir. BM&R is now starting to go as well as OCTO has really started to stabilize. There haven't been any halts in a while. If you hear me say OCLO or OCLO, I mean OCTO. OCLO's not doing anything. I left an order out on Palantir at the $0.50. Thankfully, it went right in there and was a quick little scalp out. But I think at this point, with the market tracing right back into these highs, allow it to make a topping tail candle or break a trend before going into short. I don't want to be short on the way up as this market tries to take out the top and just continue to run here. So it looks like the Nasdaq is off to a pretty decent start to the week.
Very decent.
Yeah, well, 0.8% for sure. But if you look at the ES lagging only a third to the upside, and the overnight highs on the ES, they're holding very, very clean, only breaking right now that top. So a little bit of a lag here coming in the S&P 500. Someone just said Amazon news. Yeah, Amazon just broke the high of the day. This one seems like it's really going out of the Mag 7. There was no news just now on Amazon that I've heard, but this could just be a bit of a technical breakout for Amazon as it is now at Friday's high and trying to break out it's now a triple top, I guess. You go Friday and Thursday's high at 236. I like this one. It's finally playing catch up. It was a good buy the dip because the earnings got punished. They didn't like this. They didn't like sub 20% growth at AWS, so this got punished for that in comparison to Alphabet, which was much better, and Microsoft Azure, which was in like over 30% year-over-year growth for their cloud. But you buy a good company on a dip, and it ends up working out. This could be at its highs in a couple of days as well. I believe that's like 240, at 242 and change. So it's pretty close. That's the thing about this market. There's so many things making highs almost every single day. Alphabet made a high. OCTO really just lost the bid. This went down to $35. Well, maybe this is it trying to come back in here. But every single time it's looked like that's the case, just seemed to bid it right back up.
Yeah, 240, 252.
It's ridiculous.
Amazon was 240, 252. So yeah, a little bit of work still to go on Amazon. Robinhood and Bob is now $1 officially as it's into the well, it just bounces into the 70s again. We've already been only in here once, right down here into 75. So we'll see if this keeps on going, man. Next octo is NXTT. All right, Mohammed, let's go see NXTT right now. Next Technologies. So yeah, this is only 16 cents right here. So yeah, great look. You know, we got to figure out if there is any news on NXTT here. Let me just type it in just to see if there is anything going on. NXTT. You know, was that what you put in there? NXTT, right, okay, so here, Next Technologies. So yeah, no news about this particular stock at all, but Next Technology holding shares trading lower, 9 million registered direct offering, more offerings. So yeah, nothing specifically right here on NXTT in our news, but yeah, nice move here, up 14%, and you could be right, man. Any of these little ones could eventually go itty bitty ones. I was gonna say they're breaking through 17 now. We'll wait to see. I was debating taking that Amazon high of the day, and it's trying to go right now. That high from last week is right here, as Neil was mentioning. So there's the break right now, breaking through 136. 236.30s, so there it goes, and there it goes again. So nice little high break there for Amazon. Good catch there on the chat. Good outs there, obviously, on Alibaba as well, but there goes Amazon. Right behind that should be Palantir at some point. Nice move up from that bottom there. Started real early on Palantir and unable to get 153 or 154. So that one's a little heated up right now as well. I don't know if we got Amazon, or is that just what we were talking about there, because it is gone right there, Amazon. I know some.
There was no story. It just seemed like
right. Yeah.
It just seems like it broke out.
I almost want that one, and I know you. Not sure if you won or whatever on Google there, but I think that's another one that's ripping. Oh yeah, I guess not.
First bounce, yes. Second bounce, no. Okay. It needs to get down at least another $1 to retest 235. Like once it doesn't hold the volume weighted average price, got to look for the 35 level there on Alphabet. Because this, like, if you look at it, the market's at the highs. If you're under VWAP right now, when the market's testing the highs, then you're relatively weak, right? So you got to think about, either getting a good price, waiting for it to get to the next level down, or maybe you revert the trend and follow the market. Like Apple can't seem to follow the market as we speak. A name that seems to usually be a little bit higher on the list. Tesla is now in 4th place, but that's mostly because OCTO and Open, and UNH has been up there the whole time as well in terms of names that you guys are interested in. Tesla can't get off the schneid either. I mean, distinct lower highs on Tesla, but it's barely holding green. I mean, just barely. That 350 level, that was the breakout price on Friday, and a lot of support came in at that 350 level on the first initial dip, and then it turned into instant resistance. Yeah, if we hold on to 350 and the market can take the highs, I think you might have something at that 350 level for sure. But I just saw, wow, they are chewing it up. Every single time anytime someone flashes an offer on OCTO for any shares, it's almost like they chew right into it. It's like it just goes to whoever priced it. Like someone just flashed a 42, it goes up 50 cents into the 42 level to give it a little bit of a test. But you are starting to see, running into a little bit of these walls. If it breaks this, maybe you get another run back at those highs. But for now, it gets hitting those offers. It's just not breaking through a heck of a lot of them like it was earlier here on OCTO. I believe we are going to Adara.
Just be aware here, U.S. President Donald Trump just started speaking at an event. The event is not likely to be market moving, but we know if there is any Q&A, anything can be said that could potentially move the market. So again, Donald Trump, President of the U.S., currently speaking, and back to you.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you for that, Adair. And this is what I was saying. Like, now that we've got Donald going through, you know, you never know what this market's going to do. Let's take a quick little look, though, at what the market's been doing.
Watch him announce a treasury play.
Yeah, he's going to announce that DJT is also invested into WorldCoin, so you might want to get long into that one. All right, so here's NVIDIA right now, 196. Yeah, Broadcom, I mean, I don't know who that mystery buyer is, but it's another 5% there today. Wow, for AVGO. The best names just keep on getting better, right? We had that thing about Lululemon or Broadcom. Broadcom was actually heading a little lower on that. Well, there was that 4-pack pick, right? And Broadcom seems to be the winner there. Oracle reporting this week, so that's another huge name. And again, a name in my portfolio. I mean, I got a lot of everything. So those two names going in parallel today, Palantir and Oracle, up both 2 3/4 percentage points. So that's been a great little day. What is struggling here in technology services today? Okay, Accenture, Intuit. Okay, so software as service, which is kind of strange when you're seeing Palantir. Netflix up as well. CRM can't get out of its own way. That's down again today. So this is a little bit of look there in the technology. You know, healthcare, wow, just keeps on getting hit. So this is actually health technology names. We can look at some healthcare names with the UNH. We saw Oscar was absolute hot fire earlier today as well. That was over $20 at one point. Definitely got to have a quick look there. BMY, Bristol Myers, Downside Thermo Fisher, AppV as well, J&J, Eli Lilly. So maybe some strength in here if the tech sector ever slows down. But as we said already, it's up to a roaring start this week, almost up 1%. And as the Nasdaq goes, we've seen a little turnaround sometimes in utility names. So NEE, Duke here, Constellation, a couple. I want to buy some GE Vernova, so if that starts to go down, I don't see it on here, maybe it's in a different group, but as that comes back in, that's something that I want to get into. Maybe it's in their producer manufacturing. There's GE. Okay, yeah, so yeah, not up at all, not down at all. Up 2.5% there, so I said if it goes down, I want to get some. Deere up, so this sector, not so bad. Caterpillar slightly down. Now as well. Okay, so Robinhood, all my trades are very, very light right now, so we're just taking a quick look at some of these plays there today. So retail, there goes Amazon. Strong play there today, up 2%. Walmart up, Costco flat, Home Depot, a little more interest rate sensitive, I think, Home Depot, just the fact that a lot of people, you know, making moves in their current houses, potentially not moving. So if interest rates kind of hover where they are, I think Home Depot can do fine there. Target continues to get low, man. One down, another 1.7%. Not good there for Home Depot as well. And CVS, a lot of traders like CVS. I don't know. Down 2% there as well. So yeah, in what's been a very, very busy market for sure, as we said, up 8 in the Nasdaq, only up 0.3 right here in the S&P 500. So just a quick little look there at some of the sectors and what's driving this market. And AMD, boy, they're on one there. As soon as we took that 150.50, boom, to VWAP trading. Nice upside move. Shout out to Brian. But there it goes, man. Huge move up for AMD and not being followed, right, by NVIDIA.
NVIDIA's not even moving.
Yeah, I mean, now it is a little bit, but yeah, not as much. That's for sure. And OCTO 43.30 and change. So anything you want to do before Adara there, or?
No, honestly, I'm just looking at, it's OCTO and SBET for me right now because it's on, we've really, like, it's stopped halting. And at the same time, if you look at this thing, it's trying to break back out. So I feel like if it fails and SBET is literally at the high, it just gives me another shot to take here at SBET. So I'm looking for OCTO to break down. And the second I see that happen, I'm going to jump into another SBET trade as we go to the desk with Adara.
This market is once again being buoyed by tech here. Broadcom making an impressive day 2 earnings move up almost 5%. NVIDIA looking really good here as well. Tech services, meanwhile, led by AppLovin, which is showing up here for some reason, even though it's being added to the index as of Monday, September 22nd. That's a bit interesting there. We have Oracle to the upside, Palantir to the upside, Synopsys, which alongside Oracle will be reporting after the bell tomorrow, also strong. Microsoft and Meta looking good here. Retail trade also looking good, as mentioned a couple times today. Amazon is definitely a leader. In terms of laggards here, things that are trading lower, finance really weak today, health technology weak, consumer non-durables weak, communications really weak. This weakness in communications has to do with the fact that EchoStar's spectrum is going to be purchased by SpaceX for $17 billion. It's leading some of these other carriers to push lower. Utilities weak, energy minerals weak, and process industries here with a lot of weakness. So with that in mind, we're really back to having tech strength lead the way in this market. Back to you. Make sure to like and subscribe.
Yeah, you can say that again. Tech strength is leading the market, but I mean, Tesla's tech. It is, I swear. No, it's just not strong with the rest of the market. And at the end of the day, this seems like it's been Broadcom's party, and maybe there's some kind of continuation to this rotation where you get weakness over. At least there was weakness on Friday, specifically in AMD and NVIDIA, maybe now more so NVIDIA than AMD, and then Broadcom getting bought right back up. So all-time highs for Broadcom, if it gets to 357. I mean, obviously, this is a bit of a blue sky setup above that price, but it's like we're just holding. Like the market's at the high and breaking through. It's like Amazon that's really going, despite the percentages up and down. Amazon's the one that seems to be going at this moment. Like that's crazy on essentially nothing. Like we didn't have a news story here for Amazon. It just sort of randomly came out of nowhere and started breaking out along with this Nasdaq. And every time I look over, there's a big battle happening in OCTO. I know we keep coming back to this name, but it's 120 million shares and it's up 3,000%. It's not often that you see something like this, but there is an absolute battle being waged between 41 and 44 right in here. And to say that this is calming down would, I think, be a bit of a trap. There's been no halts recently. My guess is, and it's just a guess, someone built into a short position, like a new short position. Because look at how it got held underneath this 45, 47 area. And now that it's threatening to break this trend, I think someone big is probably trying to hold this sucker down. So this is likely to go into some kind of a halt if it makes a new fresh high. If they win that battle, I already said I'm taking my shot in SBET. But you can see it really, really starting to get heavy on the offer like it wasn't before. Like at no point could this hold the same offer for more like 4 or 5 minutes. And it's doing so for like a half an hour now. So let us know if there's anything else you guys are looking at. And I just want to remind everybody, and again, Nabil, if you put $sign before the symbol, like Marvell looks strong today, or DJK, OCTO, shorts are trapped. If you put the $sign in front, then it shows up on our board for the names that our viewers are the most interested in. OCTO, it's by far, and then Open and UNH. You see Robinhood, Tesla, PL, NVIDIA. QuantumScape was one. Heck, on any other day, maybe QuantumScape would have done something. But it's hard for this to go, even with a positive story, when you've got so much volume in the OCTO. It's almost like there's only so many small cappers that you can have going at the same time. And right now, QuantumScape cannot get back on the schneid. 11% short float, so it could go squeezing. But this has been trend down since all that hype. Maybe you get some rotation. Like if OCTO falls apart, or not OCTO, OCTO falls apart, maybe something like a QuantumScape can pick up some steam like it had earlier in the pre-market. You know, solid-state batteries, the fact that they have a demonstration that they can pull off, you would think would be the golden ticket for QS, up 22%, but no one seems to want to buy it here until maybe the air comes out of some of these other high flyers. Specifically, it's really just OCTO.
All right, so yeah, good trading there on OCTO, but there it is, man. We will complete the trade. We'll do a face slapper right there on Robinhood. So, you know, long at 110, out at 116, the $6. That was a 110.50, but we also have the 112 break there as well. So yeah, we just got out. It just finally went upside. Remember, our stop was going to be 114. That didn't break, so fine. But 116 did break. So I just, too bad. Like I'm out of it now, but I did want to, you know, point that out to everybody in the past that was a level there that we were looking at. So good out, hopefully there for Robinhood. We'll see if it does eventually hold that level or not. It looks like maybe it will do that. Alibaba, I mean, just to review a little bit here, and as we only have 10 minutes left before we switch over to the midday, there's 139. So, you know, long Alibaba early over 140, it broke back down below, and now we'll trade that. But it's the Nasdaq that, I mean, is having just such an amazing day one more time. I mean, we're almost at all-time highs again for the Nasdaq. I mean, here's the triple Q's chart on the daily. So we're at 580 right now. Its 52-week high is 583. So we are $3 now away from breaking through all-time highs of the Nasdaq. So you're less than a couple like less than 1% away right now from Nasdaq all-time highs. And why not? I mean, you're not even getting, you've had NVIDIA down 5 of the last 6 days. So now today it's finally playing a little bit of catch up. So if you believed in, you know, buying the best names in the market, hopefully you're long NVIDIA, hopefully you're on Google, Amazon, some of these tech names that continue to lead the way here throughout. And we just went over some of the financials there with Adara, or some of the sectors, XLF. It just recently hit 52-week and all-time highs as well, pulling back just a little bit. We looked at JP Morgan and some of those names coming back in, so maybe find some strength there. The odds now of interest rate cuts are virtually 100%.
Well, not anymore because we have a 10% shot at 50 basis points.
Oh, yeah, well, that's all the way to December. Oh, yeah, that's right, because now it's the other way around. Yeah, so it's already better. So it's 100% that we're going to get a cut. It looks like, right? Because that's 90%, say, quarter. And then there's Neil's, I didn't even realize that from Friday with the jobs number, now saying, hey, maybe they do give Trump what he wants, and we get that half basis point cut.
Well, there's no maybe.
Well, yeah, he's going to get it, but I don't know if we're going to get that right there. We're only 2 weeks away now from that number, 9 days. It's September 17th, so Wednesday, next Wednesday. Is that right? Yeah, that makes sense. 11 days. Yeah. So next Wednesday, right there, coming to 9 days. Sorry, coming where we get that interest rate cut, and I think XLF can benefit from that. So we'll see. If
Along
you are,
with IWM.
Yeah, actually, that's what I want to look at. Oh man, that's what I want to look at. IWM as well, trying to break out over the last little while, and there it goes, breaking out from that top. It's a weekly base for IWM. You have to go back, but there it is, breaking through 230s. Now we got upside. Still more to go here for the small cap runners. So yeah, we're still talking about NXT. Did NX, hold on, I'm just gonna.
That's a penny stock.
Normally I don't want to like fly around on these names, but this is also doing 52 million shares. There's been some talk there in the chat. I don't want to like talk about other people's bags or anything like that, but this is a name that has been really crushed, right? Like $2, $3, now finally down into 16. So if you're looking for potential runners, remember, you buy something at 17 and you get out at 15, it's still a decent hit, right? So just because it's 17 cents doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, the risk is any less. You know, if anything, sometimes we get more excited and say, you know, we think we're going to have outs where we want them. We miss those levels. They gap overnight. You know, that's part of the problem with a lot of these trades. Right? Not that anybody would have ever been short OCTO or anything like that. I mean, you could barely find shares, but all of a sudden everything is fine and then it's not.
Well, somebody's short.
So, you know, that's the thing. Like, you don't necessarily want to short any of these names. I'm not sure you want to go long, but you don't want to go short because next thing you know, bang, halted, news pending, and Tom Lee has now a play on Fartcoin or something. So you got to be careful with some of these crazy plays, especially in the market that we see there as well. And then the other play that we've all watched over and over again, Opendoor, now taking $7 again right there to the upside. Just blasted through 7 for, I think, the second or third time here today. We've really been bouncing around this level for a bit. So we'll see if it wants to hold it. Opendoor, great 2 weeks, man. $4 up to $7. Looks like Opendoor doesn't want to slow down at all. So, all right, Adara right now, we're going to go over some, I don't even know what used to be Money Talk, but something right now. Let's go over to Adara.
Yeah, it's Money Talks. I want to take a look here at the weekly chart, the DXY, to zoom out. I've talked a lot about how stagnant we've been on the US dollar in terms of this range, and I think this weekly chart really exemplifies it. As you can see here, within the last 3 weeks, we've traded basically the exact same base with slightly lower highs. Well, today looks like we could even break that base. Last week's low, 97.43. Today, trading around 97.6. So let's see if the USD or the DXY here finally cracks out of that trading range. Not a lot of economic data of note today, though. Later this week, we'll have some exciting numbers, including the PPI print on Wednesday and CPI print on Thursday. This is especially key as we get these hopes of a rate cut sooner rather than later. I want to mention as well here in terms of economic data today, we have some minor prints on watch. 11 a.m. we're getting the NY Fed inflation expectations. I don't even have an estimate for this, so if it does move the market, I'll let you guys know, but I honestly don't have any numbers to compare it to at this point. Then at 3 p.m. we'll get the U.S. consumer credit change. That can sometimes move the markets, and we will be covering that at 3. Let's take a look here at these, rate probabilities here, CME, FedWatch. Sean did just go over this quickly, but again, guys, it's worth noting, right now we have 0% of participants expecting that we're going to hold rates. Everyone is expecting some kind of cut, roughly 90% expecting a 25 basis point cut, and 10% expecting a 50 basis point cut. Let's see what we get at that meeting, which is less than 2 weeks away on September 17th. Back to you.
Yeah, it's an absolute lock that we're going to cut. It's just a matter of how big. But you have to. The other thing to factor into that is, if they do a 50 basis point cut, that usually means that you're panicking because you feel like you were too late and the labor market got the best of you. Like, it's not usually a good sign. You want to be out in front. That's just the whole sentiment thing. So, you know, the 50 basis point cut might not be reacted to by the market the way that you want to, or the way that most people want to, I should say. Because it's not like most people want the markets to go up and want the economy to do well, but there's always people that bet in the other direction. OCTO, ooh, I like that. Look at that little side shot. It's a little different, the side shot than before.
Building it up. They're building up.
Yeah, and you see, like, obviously we're at our new desks, but they're building, you can kind of see Sharif and Joe over there, and they're building it out where their station is going to be, just like it was before next to us. So we got the bigger screens now, looking pretty good. OCTO just, again, it just loses the bid a little bit, so you're still getting these lower highs being put in. There hasn't been any kind of a real true capitulation outside of that 50 to 55 break, and then it halted down. So at this point, you do have a bit of a trend down. Got back into SBET on that fail of a high. The second I saw that last little push, got into SBET. We'll play it back into the volume weighted average price. It's essentially just all of this action that you're seeing in the one treasury name, hopefully moving some of the others at the same time. Boz in the chat, Reddit's at low of the day. I don't know why Reddit was up in the first place. Reddit was gapped up and there wasn't any news. Outside of, I saw a couple of people speculating that, hey, now that Robinhood's in, Reddit could be next. And who knows when the next editions will be. Reddit is near the top of the list. Maybe in the afternoon we'll check back in, give it a day, check Kalshi, because they had some pretty good, decent accuracy as to who they're thinking is going to be next to get the inclusion into the S&P 500. I can see Reddit. Reddit makes sense. A lot of people have been still saying MSTR as well. But, you know, we'll see. Reddit low of the day breaking down against the overall market. Can't come up with the reason as to why that would be so weak.
Jensen Huang and Tim Cook invited to travel with President Trump over to the UK. Ooh. So not much happening here with NVIDIA, and I'm assuming there's not much going to be happening with Apple. As I just assume Donald Trump's just going to roadshow American companies, it seems like. But okay, so Apple tomorrow, big news coming, obviously, with tomorrow's announcements there for the Up in Air event or whatever it's called. It's the iPhone 17 Air. Is what's going to be happening, and a little bit thinner, you know, than your current model of iPhone is what we're reading and hearing. So, generally speaking, like when we get those reports, pretty accurate. So that's what we're expecting there. Looks like the first time in, I think they said 7 years or so that they're going to be upping the price. So that kind of makes sense. Everything is a lot more expensive nowadays for sure. But we got to figure out what everyone's having around these joints for lunch before we get out of here right now. I said to Neil, this morning's scrambled eggs tasted a little off to me. So
I had to throw mine away eventually too.
Chuck those ones out of here. What's up to Chuck Norris? Even Chuck Norris. You know, what did Chuck Norris say to the eggs? I don't know. I don't have a joke there, but Chuck Norris jokes are the best. Okay, so today we have chicken dinner winners in town. Where's chicken? I don't even know where it is, but we'll just face slap that one for the failed Chuck Norris joke. But there it is right here. Chuck Norris, chicken, grilled. Okay, so last week we had grilled Italian chicken. All right, shout out to my Greek friends, because today it looks like it may be grilled Greek chicken. So we'll see there. Hopefully accompanied by some tzatziki, their rice, seasoned vegetables, and of
Greek
course,
salad at least?
Greek salad.
Okay, good. Good.
So a little Greek flair today is what's been cooking up
down with that.
here today, and that is what's for lunch
Oh
at
my goodness.
TV Live.
This is a bold one, David.
What's he saying?
See, now you've super chatted and it's going to be read on air, so you almost don't have a choice.
There we go.
50-point cut. I'll shave my hair off and streak the quad. Well, Maybe do half of that, David.
Send us what it looks like bald. But
if you want to shave your head, I think that's perfectly fine. Don't pull a Frank. Don't go all the way and pull a Frank the Tank. Yeah, that's not necessarily worth it.
Yeah, don't streak around.
Yeah,
but
you don't have to streak. But 50. So you don't. Clearly, David, one of our longtime viewers, does not believe we're going to get a 50 basis point cut. It is only a 10% chance. I don't know if I'd be making that bet that aggressively, because streaking through the quad, yeah, probably not the best of looks. But David, certainly, if you want to shave your head, I'm down with that. I feel like there's no one to take the other side of the bet. That's the only thing I'm sitting here saying. Like, usually you're going to make a challenge like that. You're just betting yourself. It's like you're not even asking anyone to take the other side of it, which is wild. So appreciate you there, David.
I want to make sure that everybody goes over right now. Hit it for David, right? I mean, this guy's going to shave his head.
Oh, man.
If we get that going. By the way, Alibaba downside, so we like that trade a lot. But there it is. You got to get over 1,000. Hit the like button if you're watching right now. In order to be part of this chat, to see what everyone's talking about right there, you got to be part of it. So let's get over here. Get into that. Be a subscriber. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Here we go, baby. The market now trying to fall back in a little bit. Yeah. Shout out to Dak Prescott, as we just heard Sharif do his best. Here you go. What do they call those?
His cadence.
Cadence, yeah. So we'll figure that out right there. I still think that offense is going to be good this year.
They don't have a choice but to be good.
How could they not be?
They're going to throw a lot.
As they're going to throw a lot. And you can see right now Washington is locked and loaded, man. That team's going to be hot fire with the acquisition of Deebo Samuel. And then we also have Jaden Daniels is hot there. I think Krosky Merritt falls down after this, but he's got a good start to his there. 7th round pick. Making good in Washington. So,
that's a good team.
Yeah, they should be a good team.
That's a real good team.
I think that they could be 3rd or 4th in the NFC. I would say it goes Eagles, Packers, and then I actually
you actually think the Eagles are going to be the 1 seed?
Yeah, I think the Packers, just their division.
Way.
It's just the division the Packers are in. I mean, we'll see tonight. Minnesota, I mean, come on, man. Sam Darnold threw for like 5,000 yards.
I didn't watch as much football as I usually do. Yeah. But I was the one game I really want to try to watch this, and thankfully my daughter was doing some coding thing on her computer. So I was watching the Green Bay Lions game while she was doing this coding thing. And
Green Bay sending messages. I put that in our chat.
Dude, with Parsons on that defense, he is a freak of nature, and I don't see they're the number 1 seed. As long as if they can stay healthy, and keeping their wide receivers healthy is a bit of an issue. If they can stay healthy, Kraft is way better than they're giving him credit
Jacobs
for.
Is so much. Jacobs, he can
running. Okay, fine. If Jacobs gets hurt, they're in trouble. They don't have a backup running back. But
No, but I mean, he can carry the load.
Control. How do you ever let a guy? Parsons is a one-man wrecking crew. He changes a team just by being on it by himself. I don't understand what Jerry Jones is doing, but what he is doing is failing. And with that, it's 11 o'clock, so my Dallas rant, so we can go back over to Sharif. It's just fun to watch Dallas fail, and it's awesome. It's awesome to watch quality football. I love football season. Thank you, the Bills, for pulling it out. God. Even though, let's be real, they got a little bit lucky. They got a little bit lucky with that 4th. And
I know it's Washington versus Green Bay. That's why we talked about Washington.
I think Washington, Green Bay. I don't think Philly.
No, that's this Thursday.
I know, but I don't think Philly is the team in the NFC anymore. Let's kick it over to the Midday. We'll be back at 2 o'clock.
See ya.
And go get them, boys.